Whoa! Oh yeah. Let's go. Waiting for you guys to get on the live. Waiting for you guys to get on the live. We're gonna start with the live. Let's go. I'm stressed out. That's how everything sounds in my head right now when I'm thinking about the migrant crisis. That's how everything sounds in my head right now. Somebody come on the live. Let's talk. I'm waiting for you guys to come on the live. I'm just going to do a spill. We'll talk. What's going on, family? Say hello, Frida. Say hello, Philly. I feel stressed out, man. I'm going to give everybody a couple more seconds to get on the live. Then we're going to start talking. But this is how everything feels right now. How this music is playing. Yeah, believe that. Philly got jams, man. I'm stressed out. We're going to talk about it. I'm stressed out. We're going to talk about it. About this migrant crisis. So why you stressed out, man? I'm going to tell you in a minute. It's just relaxing me right now. That's why I played this tune. I'm going to tell you why I'm stressed out in a second. Woo! That's the nice little intro. Cool vibes. Good morning, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? You rocking out with the one and only phillydom. Belita said, why are you stressed out? Why are you still in Georgia? I still got some more family to visit. Then Lo said, why are you stressed out, brother? Man, you know, the migrant crisis, because I do so many videos regarding the migrant crisis and everything. And as you know, this is not my regular content. Even though I've been doing it for like a couple good months now, it's not my regular content. So I'm a happy guy. Believe it or not, I'm a happy guy. I'm laid back. I'm a positive guy. I want to see, you know, people succeed. I want to see people succeed in life. I want to do good. I want everybody around me to do good. I want my enemies to do good. People that don't like me to do good. I'm not a hater. I've never been a hater or anything like that. So, you know, this type of content brings a lot of negativity. A lot of people don't understand that, but it does. You know, because the United States is at a place it's never been in a long time. You know, I've never seen it, you know, like it's going right now. You know, the country's divided. We got an election coming up in a couple months. Some people want Biden back in office. Some people want Trump. Majority of people that I've talked to said Trump, but some people want Biden back in office. I had a friend here in Georgia. She said she want Biden back in office. She said if we would vote for Trump, she wouldn't even have us in her house. So it's a big debate, you know, with this migrant crisis situation. I mean, you see a lot of different things about the migrant crisis in New York City, where I'm at. I'm in Atlanta right now, but you know where I reside at. And how can I say this? I almost lost my train of thought. Okay, you see a lot of different things with the migrant crisis, and I mean, we talk about it a lot. We do a lot of videos. People talk about it, different things like that, but it's still not going nowhere. The migrants are still coming in. That's what I wanted to say. They're still coming in. The borders are not closed. More and more migrants are coming in. You know, I'm not in New York right now. Like I said before, I'm in Atlanta. Big Hawk told me that 1,000 some migrants came in the other day. So, I mean, they're coming. They're still pouring into New York, Chicago, Denver, Colorado, Los Angeles, California, San Diego. And, you know, I'm just stressed, man, because it's like, you know, it's like being on a treadmill. You're just running, but you ain't going nowhere. And that seemed like that where we're going with the migrant crisis. And then, you know, people be like, oh, phillydom, wait till the new president get in, or when we vote for president, we can all change this, but it's still going to take a while to reverse everything that has been done. So it's confusing. And then in my mind, I'll be like, because I do these videos over and over, so I know a lot was going on. I feel like this was a calculated move to help the U.S. people by bringing all these migrants in, because I can't see why they keep letting this happen when we don't have no places to put them, and more than the places to put them, we're running out of money. A lot of places are running out of money, so it's a crazy, 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 crazy situation. Long Beach, shout out to Long Beach Joe, phillydom, salute and respect you in the chat. Shout out to you, Long Beach Joe, man. Long Beach Joe Jets. I like Long Beach, man. Long Beach, California, man. That's my favorite place in the Los Angeles area. My favorite place in California is San Diego, but shout out to Long Beach Joe. I like that name. Yeah, so this migrant crisis got me going crazy, crazy, crazy in the mind, trying to figure out what's going on and why they're keeping this up, and just a whole bunch of stuff, as far as with the migrant crisis. At one point, I feel like not even doing no more migrant content and just move on to something different, because it's a very it's dark content. It's dark content because they're helping people with housing and food, money, a whole bunch of different things, and they're not doing the same for American citizens that pay taxes. And I can't wrap my mind, how could they go as far to help people that are not American citizens, and people that are American citizens, like homeless people, veterans, elderly, are not getting the same help or the same benefits as the migrants. So it's a kind of really tricky, crazy, crazy, crazy situation. And I see it every day because I'm constantly looking for migrants. I'm constantly going out to record. So I see it firsthand. You guys see what we have on camera and stuff, but I see it on firsthand. Nick Shirley sees it on firsthand. Big Hawk, Yonkers native, and the list of guys go on. They see it firsthand. So it's starting to get depressing, man. It's really starting to get depressing, man. I'm really starting to get depressed about doing this type of content. Like I said, I'm a travel vlogger. That's what I do. I'm a travel vlogger. I just happened to be in New York at the time, and I noticed what was going on. So I was like, I need to get this out to the people and to the masses. So, I've been doing my best to do that. And then it gets so frustrating because the kind of people that are into this migrant crisis type content, some of them are very, very demanding, and they want so much of me, and it's only one of me. And they want me to go here, they want me to go here, and they want me to go there, I'm in Atlanta right now, and it's really hard to find migrants. I'm not saying they don't have no migrant crisis here, because obviously you see me do the videos, and I'm getting closer and closer to finding migrants. And where I was at in this video that I dropped this morning, let you see that migrants were, they have migrants there. But it gets frustrating, man. It gets really frustrating, you know what I mean? It'll really stress you out, man, because I'm just constantly doing migrant videos and talking about the migrant crisis, talking about this with the migrant crisis, talking about that with the migrant crisis. So, it stresses me out, man. So, I'm doing my best I can, you know what I mean? Once again, make sure you guys hit the like button. It doesn't cost you nothing to hit the like button, share the video, get a video a like, and support the channel. And then lately, my views have been dropping with regards to, the content. So I don't know what's going on with that as well. So it's a lot going on that's stressing me out. Donald Davis, like Donald Duck, Donald Davis. He said, phillydom, I agree 100% with you. The migrants got me stressed out as well. See, I'm not the only one. I would have to get me a Mexican passport and then climb the wire gate back at the United States border so you can get them benefits. Huh? Chris AA, got your own piece. I hear you. Reese said it feels part of an evil plan. I wonder what the summer will be like. Yeah, I'm confused with it. It's a real confusing situation. Shout out to Darkstar 44. What's going on with you, Darkstar 44? What's going on with you? I don't know if you're at work today. I don't know if you want to come on a live and talk. I'm charging my one phone. Maybe I can have you come on. I can call you on my other phone, but let me know if you want to come on and say something. But yeah, it's stressful. It's stressing me out, man. It's stressing me out. If you look into my Instagram and some of my messages, oh, okay, I hear you. I see what you said. So I got a lot going on. I hope you feel better. It's a lot going on, as far as with the migrant crisis. I see what you said, Darkstar 44. So it's stressing me out. Julie said, stay close to the Lord in your heart, prayer in all times. Yes, indeed. The Lord is using you and he never gives more than you can handle. Amen to that. I agree with you on that. I agree. Just stressed out, man. Shout out to my boy TMI Santiago. I gotta come on his channel, man. He got a travel channel. I ain't been on his channel. I know he feels some type of way about it. So I gotta make my way to his channel one of these days and do some videos with him, man. But shout out to you, TMI. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, man. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now, man. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. What's good with you, man? What's going on with you? What is going on with you? Julie Russell. Okay, Julie Russell said, it's because the video title looks like the same old I'm guilty even though I have been watching for several months. I pass because I think there will not be new info. Okay. It ain't that, man. It's just wear and tear. It's the same old same. I mean, we reported, but so much we can report. I mean, they still letting migrants come in. Like I told you, Big Hawks just told me more and more migrants are coming to New York City. Is crazy. I don't laugh like out of happiness, out of like unbelievable. You know what I mean? So it's a crazy, crazy, crazy situation. Once again, shout out to my boy TMI Santiago, aka TMI Sasua. You need to change it to TMI Sasua. 800K said phillydom, the problem with the migrant crisis is due to low birth rate of the American woman. Because I know people are not having babies these days in the States, man. That's straight up. People are not having babies today in the States. That's 100%. Come back to the Dominican Republic and unwind. God bless you, brother. Yeah, I was thinking about that, man. Go to DR for a little bit, do some content down there, man, and unwind, man. Long live the DR. Long live the Dominican Republic, man. Long live the Dominican Republic, man. And this is coming from a Haitian. Long live the Dominican Republic, man. Shout out to Haiti. I call Haiti the historical Haiti. Shout out to Haiti. Hopefully Haiti get through their problems, man. One day Haiti can be liberated and free, and the country can strive. It's the first independent country out of slavery, and it's just an embarrassment now at this point. And a lot of Haitians gonna tell you that it's like an embarrassment at this point that they can't get the country together. Right now, they have gangs running the country. They have no president. They assassinated the president like 2 years ago. The prime minister is scared. He's not in the country no more. He said he's gonna step down. It's just a sad, sad situation. So, man, shout out to my fam out there in Haiti, man. Keep your head up. And I pray every day, man, that Haiti gets in a good space one of these days, man. For all that it has done to help other countries and all that it has did, it's a sad situation which Haiti is in right now, man. Very sad situation. That's driving me crazy too, man. It's a lot on my mind, man. It's stressing me out. Celtic said people can't afford kids in this country. Yes, indeed. It's so expensive, man. And Celtic said depression stuff runs you down, man. It definitely runs you down. It definitely does. Donald Davis said, is that true about the low birth rate of American women? I didn't know that. Donald Davis, Google it. Somebody Google about the birth rates. Darkstar 44 is a genius. She's very smart. She's very intelligent. She knows what's going on. She does her research. She can tell you that. Darkstar. They asking about the birth rate, Darkstar 44. I love when I say your name right. Darkstar 44. They're asking about the birth rate. It's the lowest it's ever been, I think, in a long time in the United States. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but somebody can Google it and check it. But a lot of people have said that. But Donald, yeah, that's a part of it. Due to the migrants being poor and coming into the country. I read something else. Don't forget what I just said right there, guys. I was going crazy. 97 said Dark Star. What's going on with you, Dark Star, man? You a legend. Dark Star, you are a legend. Superset is being done on purpose. I believe so. At this point, I believe something is being done on purpose, man. I have to believe that. Believe that. He said I have 5 or 6 kids myself. But believe that, man. How old are you, man? We talking about, the younger generation. How old are you? Believe that. How old are you? If you want to tell us your age, how old are you? We're talking about the younger generation. Not many people are making kids like that because it's expensive, man. Even Atlanta. I'm in hot Atlanta. What they call hot Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Back in the day, a lot of people from my city, Philadelphia, came down here to live. Everybody came down here because like more bang for your buck and all that. But now the prices in Atlanta are going up, so it's kind of it's going up. It's kind of pricey to live here as well, and their minimum wage in Atlanta is not that make that much money. I have some relatives here in Savannah that complain about how much they making out here in Atlanta and Savannah, Georgia, and all throughout the state of Georgia. So it's tough, man. It's tough, and then top that and have some kids. That's crazy. Yeah, believe that. I'll be 50 in August, man. God bless you, man. You live for a while. See what I mean? 50. I mean, I called you 57. I mean, what I mean, believe that. It's you're from the older generation, man. We're talking about the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. They're not having kids like that. They're not. They're not. Lou said, "I have no kids, thank God." I hear you on that. Donald Davis said, "Philly. I heard that now they're coming into Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or that is that true because they're here in parts of Easton Town was I hope I say it right. Easton Town, New Jersey. Yeah, I'm sure they coming to Philadelphia. I'm sure they come to it's jobs and it's opportunities out there. New York is kind of crowded, kind of packed, a little bit more expensive to live. So yeah, they're gonna go anywhere they have the opportunity. They don't go anywhere they have the opportunity. These people come from do or die situations. I can speak for the Haitians. I have Haitian family members. I spent a lot of time in Haiti. I know Haiti. I know from secondhand source. I've stayed there for months and months at a time, so I know Haiti very well. And we use that as an example because that's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Um, the people come from political problems. Like Haiti. That's a good example. Like I said, I always say this that Haiti is a good example of the political situation, that a political asylum situation. Donald Davis, man, thank you for the $4 super chat. I greatly, 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 greatly appreciate that. Also, guys, you can hit me up via Cash App. Let me give you my Cash App as well. I always forget to put all this stuff up in there, man. Philly Dom 75. I'm here. Yeah, so I'm stressed up. I'm stressed. I'm stressed about it, man. Like I said, and I'm constantly, digging into this subject, man. Like I said, this is not my first love, but this the migrant crisis. But it has to be addressed and it has to be put out there in the forefront. Thank you so much, Donald Davis, man. Thank you so much. Hold on one second. Darkstar, what was you saying? I'm looking at something. Hold on. You said you rain. No, hold on. No, I didn't call you yet because you said you had allergies, so I didn't want to put no pressure on you today if you're not feeling the best. Boom. Yeah, man, the struggle is real. Yeah, everybody share the live, man. That's another thing you guys can do. You can share the live, man. You can share the live. You can put it on your you can share the live, man. You can put it on your well, what is it? Facebook. Put it on Facebook and other things like that. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Jolie said, "What do you think of the 9/11 service going down nationwide? Nationwide yesterday. How would a migrant crisis fit into it if this becomes the norm?" I'm not sure, man. I'm not too much about. I ain't heard too much about the 9/11 situation. I got to do some more research into that, so I don't really have a comment for that because I didn't really, you know, hear too much about that. I just been isolated here recording and stuff, so I didn't really check the news or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to pass on that question. I don't really have a comment for that one. 40 said, "Do you know anything about the history in Haiti and their rice prices being uncut by the U.S.?" Yeah, I know about all that, man. I know about that. I know about that situation. That's been going on forever. Haiti has a rich history as the first independent country out of slavery, and I know about the rice prices being cut. It came on one of our presidents, United States, had something to do with that. And he apologized about it. We all know who the president is. Him and his wife owns like half of Haiti. Nuts says self protection. Yes, indeed, man. That's indeed. But yeah, it's dark, man. Like I said before, it's dark recording this migrant crisis footage, man. It's dark footage, man, because it's always something negative. Like I said, like I'm a positive person. That's why I have a travel channel, and it drains my energy, man. I'm gonna keep doing the videos and helping out, but definitely I got to do more different type of content, man, as well, because it's draining my energy. Shout out to my boy 215, man. He's a YouTuber out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a travel YouTuber. He's been to Brazil, um, Dominican Republic. He's been to a whole bunch of other countries. He's still in the U.S. military. He's in I think he's in the reserves right now. So, but he's been all over, man. He's been moving all around, and his channel is growing, man. I'm proud of him. I remember when he first opened the channel, and the channel was growing. So support my boy 215. It don't say nothing to subscribe to his channel. I greatly appreciate it. As well as my boy TMI Santiago, aka TMI Sasua. What's going on? Super, I see you. She said, Super said, Sudan and other African countries are in majority civil unrest right now. That's true, man. I just hit my boy up, Flex 2. He's from Sudan. And they still going through it. We just talked. They still going through it, man. It's crazy. Donald Davis said phillydom. They are also in Red Bank, New Jersey. Just 2% from what I know. Okay, so they saying the migrants are in Red Bank, New Jersey as well, man. They're everywhere. Lou said, shout out to my travel brothers. Was just in DR, man. Lou, man. How's DR looking, man? How's DR looking, man? How is the DR looking? How's the mighty, mighty DR looking? Let me know. How is the DR looking, man? Let me know, man. Let me know what it is. Chopper said very little talk about the border. The subject has been focused over to yeah, that's true. Iran and yeah, what's going on in the Middle East? Yes, indeed. Philly, one of the few still on the border, and was it illegal immigrants on the border and illegal immigrants? Yeah, I'm trying to keep focusing on it because it needs to be addressed. They had this Puff Daddy situation and all this stuff come up. So I'll be thinking like, they just trying to do anything to sidetrack away from it. Darkstar 44 said, give me a call. Okay. I'll give you a call. I'm gonna call you on my other number because this one phone is I have to get up for a second. I'm gonna call you on my other phone because this one phone is I'm doing some stuff on there and I'm charging it. So I can't call on that phone right now, but hold on. Hold on. But I'm gonna use this phone. I'll give you a call, Darkstar 44. But yeah. And like I said before, guys, my views are going down. You know, I look like they're suppressing the content. I don't know what's going on. All right, Darkstar, I'm calling you. So the number that come up, I got my phone in my hand. The number that'll come up, it's my phone. It is a 267 number. You know I'm from Philly. It's a 267 number, but it's my other phone. So I'll call you on that one. We can talk from that one. I'm trying to make sure I get your number on this one. It's 2. I'm calling you now.
Call is forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 20.
It went straight to okay. There we go. Yeah, this is my other phone. I'm doing something with the other phone right now. It's charging and stuff. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Let me just turn you down.
Okay.
I just have to turn down the computer.
Okay.
Because I get that echo.
No echo now, right?
So you stressed out, my friend. Huh?
Yeah, it's just, you know.
I'm not getting an echo.
I'm listening. What you say?
Go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you. No, I'll just
Go ahead.
Oh, you say go ahead. Hold on for a second. I'm messing up.
Yep.
Yeah, just stressed out, man. You know, just because I'm constantly doing the content, you know, and it seemed like we like going in like a treadmill with this, if that makes sense. Because you know, like more migrants are coming in every time you watch the news at the border. They let more migrants come in, and it's like it's always something. But like they're trying to divert everything to the Middle East, and the problem is going on in other places. But still, there's really no real hardcore solution. You know, the Texas mayor did what not mayor, the governor, he did what he could do, but it's still a serious issue.
It is still a very serious issue, and we all feel like there's nothing we can do about it. That's the problem. Why we feel so stressed about the situation.
Yeah.
But the only thing we can do as citizens is get the message out.
That's true.
You know, not be distracted by what's going on in Israel and Iran, because if we're going to get pulled into it, we're going to get pulled into it. There's nothing we can do about that either.
Yeah.
As long as that mess stays over there, I'm not too concerned.
I hear you. But the migrant thing
is concerned about the situation is when they want to bring U.S. tax dollars and give those people money. That's what I have a problem.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Do you know anything about? You know, I'm looking. You know how you watch on YouTube YouTube and Instagram. Like when they do these little commercials, they talking about they giving the migrants when they cross into the United States, $5,000, $5,800. I don't know if that's a gimmick. They're giving them some kind of card to give them $5,000 when they first cross into the U.S. Did you hear anything about that? It's showing on like these little commercials.
Well, they're showing it on these commercials how U.S. citizens can get it, but it's actually true, unfortunately.
Okay.
How it works is that when Trump left office, Joe Biden re-signed the Global Pact of Immigration.
Okay.
It's the UN Pact of Immigration, which allows people to cross borders freely, have freedom of travel.
Unbelievable.
And asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was the first thing that he did. He signed that in February 2021, I believe.
Okay.
So all the money that we have been pouring into the UN has been giving the migrants money through these cards for them to be able to live in these various different countries as they're making their asylum progress to the United States.
Okay, which is understandable.
Like I mentioned one time, which is understandable, but at the same time, we got problems here in the U.S.
That's true.
Why are we still continuing to give money to the UN for them to unleash these people on our borders?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's
That's
not fair to us as American citizens. I mean, we're going through inflation like you would believe.
I know.
I mean, we got places here in the DFW area where gasoline is $3.50, $3.60 a gallon.
That's crazy.
I mean, that may not seem like a lot to some people, especially if you're living in New York or California, but that's creeped up a lot. I mean, when it was $2.75,
yeah, that's a big deal.
It's gone up almost $1 a gallon,
which is crazy.
You know, and the thing is that, I mean, there's been so much stuff that's been going on in the news regarding the migrants. It's not even funny.
Yeah, it's not even funny no more.
I mean, you got migrants that are stealing boats in New York now.
It's just like
they just caught an Ecuadorian. They just caught an Ecuadorian that stole a historic fireboat.
Mm-hmm.
Was taking it up the Hudson. He eventually got caught. He turned around. They caught him. They brought him in. They released him. What does he do? He turns around, steals another boat.
Yeah, that's another thing a lot of people are confused about. Like, they commit crimes, and they know this. I mean, migrants can watch. They watch news. They watch YouTube. They watch the regular news on TV. They watch Instagram. They have every access to every media outlet that we have. They see, even when they commit crimes, they know they're not going to be taken serious. They don't even deport them. They just give them like a smack on the wrist. Don't do this no more, and they do it again. Like, they know they're not going to get in no real trouble. It's like they're protected.
You know, and that's the biggest. That's the thing that's just so disheartening.
Yeah, because if that was a U.S. citizen, he would be stuck in. They would have locked him up, sent him to Rikers. He would have to go before a judge. He would have to get a lawyer or paralegal, whatever he would have to do to try to get out of the situation. But like, I don't know. I'm not understanding the law. Like, and it's not even just me. It's probably a lot of people that's listening in and watching. And we're not understanding the law, how they can just keep doing stuff and they get smacks on the wrist. I mean, for them to lock up them guys that beat up the police officers, it was so much pressure on New York City that the right pieces came together and they end up, taking them to court and locking them up. But if that would have been swept under the rug, they wouldn't have did nothing, I promise you. It's just because it was caught on camera and it was the NYC police and they couldn't hide it no longer.
And see, that's the thing about it. We have to stay focused on things like that and keep it in the forefront, because if we let it slide and we don't say anything about it, they're just going to continue to do it.
That's true. Okay? Yeah, that's true indeed.
There's one thing that I wanted to talk about.
No problem. The floor is yours.
The floor is yours. Letters of impeachment for Mayorkas, who is the DHS head.
Okay.
Apparently, that the Congress put in letters of impeachment, sent it to the Senate for them to vote on it, and of course, our buddy Chucky Schumer basically dismissed it.
Wow, that's
we can't even impeach the guy for for him to lie to Congress. We can't even impeach the guy for lying to Congress.
The States is in a sad place, man. I've never seen it like this before. The States is in a sad, sad place.
You know, I read an article the other day, and I got to see if I can pull it up on my phone.
Take your time. We here.
I was actually listening. I was listening to Oscar Blue from Tijuana, Mexico. He is with Border Network News.
Yeah, you talk about him a lot.
He does a lot of the migrant. Yeah. He does a lot of the migrant crisis out of Mexico. So he does a lot of reporting in Mexico.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. There is, let's see if I can pull it up. There is and actually Marjorie Taylor Greene brought it up during the congressional hearing regarding Mayorkas, because in Mexico, they are telling immigrants to vote for President Biden.
But my question is, they're not able to vote yet. How can they vote? Like, they have to be a U.S. citizen to vote. You can't even be a green card holder and vote in the United States. So, I mean, now down the road they can, but not in the next couple of months.
Let me go. Well, this is what they're doing. There are flyers in Mexico because a group called Muckrakers actually has somebody inside one of the migrant facilities. And the migrants have been telling them that in Matamoros, there is flyers at this particular NGO that's telling them to vote for Biden in the next election, because if they don't vote for Biden, then they won't be able to stay open to help the migrants to come across the border. They need 4 more years to be able to get in as many people as possible into the country.
So when they say the migrants, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but they're not U.S. citizens, so how can they vote? As far as I know, and it's been like this forever, you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote for president. Because green card holders in the States, I got family members that are green card holders, and they're in their 40s and their 50s, and they never were able to vote for any president as long as they have a green card. They can do everything else, but they can't vote.
But this is how they're going to get around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Back when Biden took office was the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
And how basically Sleepy Joe won was by mail-in ballots.
Okay.
And what they did is they stuffed the ballot box with mail-in ballots by people who were deceased. Some of those were illegal because in some states you don't have to show ID to register to vote. Yeah,
you're 100% correct about that, because in New York, they walk up on you, ask you if you vote, and then people say they never, they're like 17, 18, they're like, I can vote, this is my first time. They will just sign this, and we'll send you your voter's registration. And I didn't see one ID poured out.
And that's exactly what they're doing. One of the things that they plan on doing, because of the fact that they put so many illegals into this country, is to come up with some crisis between very close to the election where they're going to try to do it again. To have mail-in voting. And because they have all these illegals, they have all of this information regarding these illegals, they're going to take that information and stuff the ballot boxes in places like New York, California,
Chicago,
Florida, and Texas.
Places where it's
in Illinois as well.
Where's a lot of people at. Wow. I mean, I could see that.
They had these flyers. They had these flyers up in porta potties, even in Matamoros. But the real interesting thing about it, this place in Texas was a 501c3. The woman that ran it lost her 501c3 status. And she also houses a place in her facility called HIAS. HIAS. It is the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. Come to find out that Alejandro Mayorkas is a board member of this particular group. And he's been funneling money from DHS into these groups that are giving aid and comfort to these illegals coming across the border.
Wow.
Now, there is, and this is one of the reasons why I want to get on here, is because there is a new bill that is going to be on the House floor.
What's the name of that bill?
Mike Mike Johnson, who's the Speaker of the House, is going to be introducing a new bill.
Mm-hmm.
It says the new bill would make citizenship mandatory for all federal elections. And he needs to get this through Congress as quickly as possible, so the law goes into effect before the next election. Okay?
Okay.
It would require not only citizenship being mandatory, it would require states to review and remove non-citizens from the voter registration roll.
Okay.
It would grant access to DHS and Social Security databases to help facilitate the removal of these non-citizens and basically, get people off the roll.
Mm-hmm.
It says this is one of the reasons why the Biden administration doesn't want illegals properly processed at the border, because now they would be in the DHS database.
Okay. All right.
Okay. There was a recent poll that came out that said 78% of the people polled said preventing illegals from voting in our elections is the top priority. And see, what the Democrats are going to do, they will be in favor of undermining our elections.
Okay.
Because they're going to try to convince everybody that, the amount of people that are illegal or that are, that are dead, that are on the voter rolls is very, very small. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They want to get our minds away from that issue. But see, what it's going to do, if he manages to get that bill on the House floor,
mm-hmm.
we can start to identify now the Democrats that are against this bill.
Okay. So you're going to watch it careful then. You're going to watch it careful to make sure
I'm going to be paying close attention to when this bill is being introduced onto the floor of Congress.
Okay.
And the thing is that people can do right now, you can go to, there's a site, and I meant to find a link to it, but you can go and find out who your congressman is.
Okay.
Based on your zip code. You can put in your zip code, and it'll tell you who your congressman is.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom of their page, their homepage, should be an email address.
Okay.
And the only thing that you got to do is email them. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. All you have to do is email them and tell them, I do not want illegals to have the ability to vote in our election. The more and more people that start getting to their congressmen now and telling them, this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate, but get that word out to them now.
Okay. Could you look up and see who my congressperson is? Because I'm in New York, the 11102. That's my zip code.
Yeah, see if I can. Because Vegas, there's another YouTuber from Venezuela, real good guy. He translates a lot of what's going on in the Spanish newspapers.
Okay, so people can know what's going on because they got their own narrative.
Yeah,
too.
So they got an entirely different spin on it. They tried to convince us as Americans that we should allow them to be in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But he does a lot of interpretation of Spanish news.
Okay, so let everybody know what's going on. Somebody in the chat said, her name is Out of Many, We Are One. She said, she said you're giving some misinformation. Everybody else, she said, out of many, we are one. Somebody in the chat, she said misinformation.
What I'm saying is misinformation?
Yeah, that's what I'm just reading what somebody said in the chat. Her name is out of many, we are one.
Let me
maybe tell them where you get your information from, the actual source, so they could go look up the article too. Because some people hear you and believe you, and then you got other people that gotta actually see it with their own eyes.
Okay. Let me. I'm working with like 3 different things right here right now.
Take your time. Take your time. No rush. Take your time.
Okay, what they can do,
Mm-hmm.
they can actually go to the post-millennial to
Okay.
look up the article regarding Matamoros.
Okay.
They can actually even go into Marjorie Taylor Greene's speech in front of Congress, and she brought up the very same article.
Okay.
They can go on to Oscar Ramirez's channel.
Mm-hmm.
He brings up the very same article.
Okay. So you hear that? You hear that, everybody? You can go check the article out. Because you know how it is. Some people, they can hear you, they'll listen, and then other people, everything has to be in front of them. They have to read it themselves, and then after they read it and they believe it.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can go to the post-millennial. It says, Soros-linked NGO distributes flyers in Mexico telling illegal immigrants to vote for President Biden. It's the title of the article in the post-millennial.
Yeah.
And like I said, the very same article that's in the post-millennial that has the flyer in it, Marjorie Taylor Greene brought it up in front of Congress just recently, within the last few days.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Now they got your back now. Somebody else said, Super said, out of many, you should explain. They say that she just said something, but she did not you. Some about the other lady just said something, but she didn't give no details. Like, what are you not understanding? Yeah. They said. Shout out Kentucky, because I see Kentucky's in the house. Laura from Kentucky. JS said, I emailed Jesus, and he said no one reads the email anymore. JS, cool vibes, man. Cool vibes. Yeah, so, that's stressing me out. Like, even you giving me that information now is stressing me out because, I'm thinking how you learn in school, you're a U.S. citizen, you can vote. If you're not a U.S. citizen and you got a green card, you can't vote. Obviously, if you're an illegal immigrant or you're working through paperwork, you definitely can't vote. So that's what's throwing us off.
Like I said, this is the way that they're going to try to get around it is by some sort of crisis, stuff in the ballot box, getting people distracted and getting these illegal citizens to vote, especially in cities where you do not need a ID. You look at AOC, she's been pushing it as, it's racist for you to want people to have an ID. Joe Biden himself turned around and said it, that it greatly affects making people have an ID to vote, greatly affects people of color, people that are older.
Yes.
They're going to start throwing the ageism in there.
Got you. I see what they're doing.
And this isn't true. You know that in order to do almost anything, you need an ID. Yes,
in the U.S. you do. Definitely in the U.S. Go in a bar, you need an ID. Sometimes when you purchasing items at a store, they want an ID. You go into the post office. Sometimes when you mailing certain items, they want to see an ID. Like, you need an ID for everything.
Exactly. But they're going to try to convince people otherwise that, it's racist if you do that. It's ageism if you make people have an ID to vote. And you're doing all this stuff to suppress people's voting. And it's not true.
Yes.
But they think that we're stupid enough to believe that.
Yeah.
And even when you have them, a lot of these places that they want to, people, you go right in Queens and get a fake ID, a fake social security.
That's true. 100%. 100%. They got people that specialize in making fake IDs. 100%.
Places, and they just busted a bunch of people in Chicago that were selling fake IDs. Fake social security
Yeah, social security, because migrants have got busted already with that. The migrant with the since we talking about that, I'm in Georgia right now. My parents still go out to the family of Lakeland Riley. They said that when they got that guy, he had a fake social security card on him. Yep. That's how he was able to work in Athens, Georgia, with a fake security card. So you're 100% right.
They sit there and they say that it's a low amount of people that that vote and it's a small percentage. Here's a very interesting fact. Information from the voter registration is used in jury duty selection.
Yeah.
Okay, a percentage of illegals are called for jury duty.
That's true. You brought, yeah, that's true.
Do not have a review of voter registration, and that's why you get illegals that get called for jury duty. Now you have illegals that are on the jury pool. What do you think is going to happen when it comes to our laws and letting criminals out?
Yeah.
You get somebody from their country. I got one of my countrymen. I'm going to vote in favor of them being released. Now you release a criminal back onto the street because now you have an illegal in the jury pool.
That's true. No, you bring up a right idea, like you said.
All of this is tied in together. So we got to make sure that there are Congress people that are putting bills in place to protect our right to vote.
No, you're 100% right.
You know, there is a trickle down effect from them. But they're going to want to try to make us believe that we're stupid, that we're racist, and we're this, and we're that, and oh, that doesn't happen, oh, don't worry about it.
That's true.
Meanwhile, they're getting millions of people into this country for a reason. That's
true. And is it true also, because this is another big topic people keep asking about, the birth rate, is it at the lowest it's ever been in the U.S.? What did you hear about the birth rate? Because we know people are not getting married no more. And we know they're definitely not having kids. Because you don't have to be married to have a kid, but we're definitely not having kids like we used to.
No, we do have a lower birth rate, but at the same time, a lot of that is coming out of the UN. Okay, the UN did a study, and the study said that Western countries, not just the United States,
Canada,
looking at the UK as well.
Okay, Canada,
Canada, the UK, Italy, all these countries have a lower birth rate. And that's one reason why they wanted to take 16 million refugees out of all of these other third world countries and disperse them to Western countries to bring up the birth rate.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're doing.
And my thing is, if we had more of an opportunity in this country to live the way that we did in the 50s and 60s, when you had a two-parent household, dad went out to work, mom stayed home, took care of the kids, and they could live off of a single income. You can barely live off a single income, let alone have a wife and a child.
That's true. That's true. Because in New York, they always say in New York, if you're not making like 100, they say in New York, if you're not making $150,000 a year, you're broke. Now that blows my mind. In New York City, if you're not making at least 150,000, you're broke. That's like crazy. And we're talking one person.
I mean, my nephew, he lives in the Bronx. And he's got 2 kids. Yeah. His daughter just went off to Temple University.
My city, yeah.
But he works 2 jobs.
Wow.
My stepmom still lives in the Bronx, and she's a retired nurse. And they're both thinking maybe we need to go to North Carolina like the rest of
the family. Like the rest of the family. Yeah.
And get out of New York. I want her to get out of New York.
It's too expensive.
It's too expensive, and I'm worried about the crime.
Yeah, and she's older. I would figure she's in her 60s or 70s. Yeah, maybe even 80s. Yeah.
At least then, being in North Carolina, she could be around my other 2 sisters and the other nieces and nephews and, stuff of that nature. And she can spend out her golden years being with the rest of the family, being in an area where, you ain't got to worry about somebody shanking you in the back just to go to the doggone grocery store.
That's true. She
can get a place down there, even if she lives with my sister. My sister's got a huge flipping house down there in North Carolina. She can have a garden. She can do whatever she wants. But she's stubborn.
Mm. New York to the end.
Stubborn New Yorker.
Yeah, New York to the end. New York to the end.
Ride or die.
Yeah, you bury me in the Bronx. It's like that's how hard they hardcore in New York.
I mean, and she worked at Harlem Hospital and the whole 9 yards, and she still volunteers for the hospital and everything. But still, it's just like, Mom, you gotta learn to let it go. You gotta learn to let it go. Because she asked me sometimes, why did I leave Connecticut to come to Texas? And it was basically for a better job opportunity.
Yeah.
The company I was working for offered me a position here in Texas.
Okay.
They were closing up the company. They were closing up research and development in Connecticut. So I helped facilitate that move to here in Texas, and some people went to the one of the plants in St. Louis.
Okay.
And they were like, "Here, we're going to give you more money to come down here. Come with us."
Wow.
Like, all right. And that's how I relocated. Yeah. And like I said, there was about 30 of us that relocated. So you got to go where the money is. Why am I going to stay in Connecticut where I'm not going to be able to find a job that's going to be making the same amount of money that I was making? Plus, I was getting more money. Then the cost of living here was a little bit less. There's other things like, we don't have the state tax in Texas. Yeah, but the toll that you have to pay makes up for that.
That's true. 100%. You're 100% right about that.
Unless you gas might be a little bit cheaper, but like I said, the amount of money that you have to spend on tolls on the highway, unless you're living in a place that's near your job where you can take the toll road, and bypass the tolls, you're gonna be putting out a little bit of change.
100% you will be, because it's oh man, it's expensive.
It can get expensive. That's why I always try to get a place, that, where I can bypass the tolls, or I live close to my, close to work and stuff of that nature, because first of all, I've never had a long commute until I moved to Texas. I had a 45-minute commute from Irving to Plano every day. And let me tell you something, if I didn't leave Plano by 4:30 in the afternoon, I might as well sit in a bar someplace till 6 o'clock, then come home. Because I would have been caught in traffic, stuck in traffic.
Oh, wow. I hear you on that. Wow, you got your friend here in the chat. Out of many, we are one. She said, she wants to know who shipped the people to NYC, to New York City, and lied to them. Who sterilized the migrants without the permission.
Well, see, there's a lot of different things that are said about that. People that got on the buses that went to New York, they weren't lied to. People requested them to go to New York.
Okay.
They wanted to go to New York. Why? Because you had people that were in Mexico handing out flyers, these NGOs, telling them, go to New York, go to Chicago, go to LA. These are sanctuary cities, and they're going to take care of you.
That's why they went
there. That's number one.
Yeah.
Then you had Joe Biden that was flying them in, and he was dumping them off in places like Florida, Texas, New York. He was flying them by the plane load, and he was doing it in the dead of night.
Unbelievable.
He freely admitted that he flew in over 300,000 people into this country.
That's a lot of people, man. That's who fit that bill? Because I mean, them plane rides add up after a while. Even though if it's like $200 or $250 or $150, they add up after a while.
We paid for it.
Wow, unbelievable.
The taxpayers paid for that. When you got old Sleepy Joe that is getting FEMA buses out of Texas and moving them into California. He's using prison buses and moving them into Arizona.
Wow.
These are facts.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, they're being lied to, and first of all, nobody told you to bring your behind to America in the first place.
That's true. That's true.
You know you ain't got no job. You know you don't have a place to live. And you're just going to come across the border and have the expectation that, oh, the United States is going to take care of me. No.
Yeah, that's what they was on.
We've got over 2 million illegals here in the state of Texas alone.
2 million.
If not more than that.
Wow. That's unbelievable. And then, like, you know, they all get dispersed to like Chicago and New York. And when they get up there, you know, wintertime is cold, and then they find out how hard it is to survive there, then they start jumping on buses and flying to other parts of the United States. So we probably got migrants in every state now. Illegal migrants probably in every state right now.
Oh, there are illegals in every single state. I would not doubt that whatsoever.
That's crazy.
In fact, if you want to, people are getting angry, they're getting upset about it. Mm-hmm. The mayor of Chicago wants to ask the board for another $70 million of taxpayer money to be able to house and help the illegals.
Which is crazy.
Town hall meeting. Yeah. If you go to Ford Off-Beat channel, he spoke at that town meeting and he went off.
Wow.
I watched it live. He went off.
Wow.
The people have gotten so angry now that they're getting a petition together. Mm-hmm. They need 50,000 signatures on this petition. I think they need it by August to be able to recall the mayor in the next election.
The mayor of Chicago.
The mayor of Chicago. They're getting a petition together to recall him.
Okay. I got a good question to ask you about that. Other day, we talked about it a little bit. They had the mayor of New York. They had the mayor of New York on the one radio station. I can't even think the name of the radio station now, with Charlemagne, that station. I think it's 105.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Breakfast Club on 105. And when he was under the hot seat, he made it like a racist situation. He said that, oh, they're sending the buses to New York because he's a black mayor. They're sending the buses to Chicago because she's a black mayor. They're sending the buses. I mean, he's a black mayor. They're sending the buses to Houston, Texas because there's a black mayor there. They're sending the buses to Los Angeles now because there's a black mayor now. They're trying to put all the pressure on the black mayors of the state. We didn't ask for all these people to come. We're not the ones controlling the border. They keep sending more and more people. What do you think of that? Remember when he said that, he was basically trying to make it like, oh, because the mayor of Colorado is not black. The one of Denver, he's white. But he didn't mention him. That was weird that he didn't say that one. Yeah.
The mayor of Denver, Colorado is white.
Yeah. Okay. So he didn't mention that place.
No, he didn't bring that into the situation. Karen Bass of Los Angeles is black.
Yeah.
Brandon Johnson of Chicago is black. Adams of New York is black. Even the woman that's the mayor of St. Louis, she's black.
Okay.
The point of the matter is this, that all of those places are sanctuary cities.
Okay.
The mayor of Salt Lake City, Utah, he's not black, but that's a sanctuary city.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know, he wants to throw race into it because that's the game plan. That's their talking point.
Yeah.
If they turn around and call us deplorable, they call us racist, they call us, transphobe, homophobe.
Yeah.
They figure they beat you down to make you feel guilty. That's all it is about running a guilt trip.
Okay.
And you can call me whatever you want. I'm an equal opportunity racist.
Yeah. I hear you. You said I'm equal opportunity with this. Yeah. Yeah, but something's big going on.
Big thing is, my thing is with like a lot of American citizens, I'm tired of my tax dollars not going to help American citizens. Plain and simple. Help my people.
Because that was a big talking point in Chicago with the black people in Chicago was saying that they complain about, our park is not fixed. We need this recreation center for the kids and stuff. And every time they go to the mayor's office or they go to the state of Illinois, They say, oh, we don't have the funds. We don't have the funds allocated to do this. And then all of a sudden, 2 years ago, these migrants start coming here illegally, and the money is popping up out of the sky.
And that's what they said at the town hall meeting.
Yeah, it's popping out of the sky.
I guess they had this money set aside for rehab due to the opioid crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And in the city of Chicago, that money got taken away from the people of Chicago and given to the illegals. Now that I didn't even know until I watched the live town hall.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the people, we've got people that are addicted to opioids. We have people that are homeless. That money was supposed to be earmarked for them, but you took it away from them and gave it to the illegals. And now you want $70 million more?
Yeah, this is outrageous. This is outrageous.
Yep.
And another thing, like, you know, since you're American citizen, why? You know, I always try to ask questions that everybody else want to ask. Like, they help. Why is this not? How can I say this, man? Why do they not use the same type of energy to help our citizens like they help these migrants? Like, so that's why you know it's a political agenda tied into helping these migrants. It's not on the outside. It look like they're doing a freebie, but it's not really a freebie because they're going to gain something big, much later. Because they never help homeless people like this. Some people look down on homeless people. Somebody homeless or on drugs, people in the States look down on them. They don't even give them money on the streets or anything. And now the U.S. is all of a sudden is like one of the most charity organization places in the whole globe. They want to help people so much. It's just mind-boggling that you just sit back and think about all this.
It's all a political agenda.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping the Democrats in power. That's all that it is. The Democrats don't want to lose power.
And they go into this extreme. This is the crazy extremes that they're going to.
People in America are finally starting. They're waking up.
Mm-hmm.
America's getting tired.
Wow. Man, I wish you could have been.
The Democrats will do whatever.
What'd you say? I'm listening.
Yes.
No, I said I wish you was here in Atlanta with me. I went to a little a family gathering with some friends over at their house, and some people were like, "Yo, they're gonna vote for Trump." And the lady that owned the house said, "If whoever votes for Trump, she's never gonna invite him in the house." It was crazy. It's crazy. But in Georgia, they don't really see it. They don't really see what New York is dealing with. You know, they see it on the social media, but they don't see it. They don't see what Chicago's dealing with. They don't see what LA's dealing with. Like, they're on their own little bubble in places like this.
You got a lot of states that are like that.
Yeah,
people are living in Georgia is a Republican state. We ain't gonna tolerate that. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do that. It's the first thing out of their mouth.
Uh-huh.
And at the same time, they're slowly being stuck into the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
Atlanta, for instance, set aside $7 million to help these illegals in Atlanta. $7 million they set aside for them.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. It's the type of stuff that's
anybody can look that up. It was on Fox 5 News in Atlanta.
Wow. See? And like you said, they'll go out of their way, say like, "Oh, we're Georgia. We're from Georgia. We don't do this. We don't do that." But y'all putting money aside for these people.
Exactly.
Wow, it's complete.
Atlanta's run by a Democrat.
Oh wow. And they said it's a Republican state. When I ask people on the streets, they're like, "Well, you know, we're a Republican state."
Yeah, but look at who your senators are.
Wow. The rhinos. They got rhinos.
Marjorie Taylor. Yep. You got Warnock. And what's the other guy? I can't remember the other guy in Georgia. But they're Democrats.
Wow.
Because in fact, Trump was actually endorsing Herschel Walker to run for Senate in Georgia.
Oh wow!
And he eventually bowed out of the race.
Wow. And he was just here. Trump was just in Georgia a couple days ago. He was just in Georgia.
About a week ago. Yeah.
He was here.
Did you see the ovation he got when he went to Harlem?
Yeah, I saw it.
Trump. People were screaming in the streets in Harlem for Trump.
Because they seen it. They right there in New York. They got migrant shelters to the left of them, to the right of them. They see how they're getting taken care of. Like in New York, you almost can't avoid it. It's like in your face. Like if you're on your way to work, you see what's going on. And when I talk to New Yorkers, like born and raised, grew up there, they said they've never in their life seen New York look like this. They said never they have seen New York look like this.
You know, Big Hawk said it the other day on one of his videos. The crime in New York is getting like it used to be in the 70s
and the 80s.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Ed Koch. I remember Tinkin.
Wow.
I remember those guys as mayor of New York. I used to get off of the train, you know, Grand Central Station and walk up to Times Square and all of the nudie shops they used to have on there, the girls on the corner and all this other stuff. Used to go buy weed over in Washington Square Park. And, you know, I'm a little bit older than you in Big Hawk.
Yeah. Wow. So you say you remember all that.
I used to hang down. I remember all of that. I mean, I went to school, the University of Bridgeport. My best friend from grammar school, when we graduated, she went to school at the College of New Rochelle.
Okay.
I used to get on the train, go down to New Rochelle. My roommate, she used to be from Money Earn, Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon.
My other friends,
yeah.
You know, they were all from that area. So I used to go down there and hang out with them. You know, and then we hop back on the train, go to the next stop, pick up some more friends from college, go to the next stop. Almost all of those stops, New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, Port Chester, all of those places. Pick up everybody got on the train, and at a certain time we head down
to the city.
Times Square.
Wow.
I used to go down shopping on Fordham Road with my sister. My sister was a fashion designer.
Oh wow.
We used to go down there looking for material and stuff like that down on Fordham Road. I took illegal ethics of genetics at Fordham University.
Okay, wow.
So it's, you know, back when I was going to school for medical technology.
Yeah.
So I remember in the mid-'80s what it was like.
And it's getting bad now because they have military on the train now. And the mayor says it's not bad. He's swearing it's not bad. He said it's the safest, biggest city in the world.
Yeah, that's because of the fact he mentions the train. He's not mentioning the rest of the city.
He's smart.
If you listen to his news conferences when he says, you know, the subways are safe. Subways are safe. Yeah, he was talking about the subways specifically. Why? Because you've got, you know, military in the subways. You've got a bigger police presence in the subways now. Why? Because people were getting pushed off into the tracks. People were getting stabbed.
So they had no choice.
I saw one woman. She was from the Dominican Republic. She had this bike chain. And she literally tied it around herself to one of the pillars and locked it so nobody could walk up behind her and push her off onto the train. She said, this is the way I stand until the train comes. When I see the train coming, and the train gets there, I unlock it, and then I get on the train.
Unbelievable.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
You know, and I'm just like, I mean, the police now are starting to crack down on the street vendors in Queens. And all that illegal stuff, the stuff that they stole from all these doggone different stores and everything, they're confiscating all that.
Okay. Well, you know, I got another question.
When you go back, it's in Jackson Heights.
Oh, yeah, I know Jackson Heights. I was there a couple of weeks ago before I came down here. I went through Jackson Heights. You got people asking questions. The same person. She's saying that she heard what you're saying, but she said it's allowing us to separating. I guess he's basically saying that we're separating. How can I'm gonna just read exactly what he said. I'm trying to paraphrase it for you, but I'll just read it. Hold on. Stop allowing this fool to separate us. He said that
stop allowing me to separate us.
Yeah, to separate. Yeah, I guess with the Democrats and the Republicans and all that, she's saying that we got to work together now because it's got so bad that.
Oh, I see it. Out of many, we are one. Stop allowing this fool to separate us.
Yeah.
Well, let me explain something to you, fool.
I knew that was coming.
I'm talking to you directly now. Okay. Yeah. So shut up and listen. I'm an American citizen. 8th generation born in this country. Okay? Nobody is separating me from my country. But what I don't like is for somebody to take my hard-earned money and give it to other people that broke the law to come here. You know why? Because I abide by the law. And if I break the law, I have to suffer the consequences. Why are you allowing people to come into this country and break the law and they do not suffer the consequences for it? I go out here and slap a cop in the face, I'm getting a beat down.
That or shot.
It's not shot.
Or tased.
It's not shot or killed.
Or all three of them.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me.
Yeah.
I know what it's like being tased. That ain't no joke.
Yeah.
That ain't no joke. If we were just doing it for fun because we were drunk.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you're gonna sit here and you're gonna call me a fool for wanting what is in this country that belongs to us as Americans? They're destroying our culture, our way of life, taking jobs away from people that just want to make a living. And you're talking about separating? All of my friends that have come to the United States from other countries, we did it the right way. People I know that I used to work for a British-owned company. I'm going to tell you the company I used to work for. I used to work for Cadbury Schweppes. Was owned in Great Britain. All of my friends that were Indian from the UK that came here, they got their visa. They worked hard. I helped them study to get their citizenship test and everything of that nature. We celebrated when they passed and got their citizenship. We all got together and took them out and hung out and partied because it's like, now you know what it's like to be an American. Took them to their very first baseball game.
Wow.
Right down there at Yankee Stadium.
Uh-huh.
They were proud to be an American. They did it the right way. So it's not about dividing anybody.
Yes.
You want to come here to the United States and do things the right way, I don't have a problem with it. I'll be more than willing to help you. But when you decide that you want to break our laws, when you want to beat up on our police, when you want to do drive-by shootings, when you want to squat in other people's homes, when you want to sit there and mock us about how much money that you're getting off of the taxpayer's dollar and then take all that money and send it back to your country and enrich your country, I got a problem. I got a problem with that. Because that money that you're sending back to your country, you're not helping the local economy. You're not helping our schools. You're not helping the small businesses.
That's true. It's just going back.
I had a guy, this taco stand that I used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Little small shop. The guy came here from Mexico. He came here the right way. He put his kids in school. He had this other illegal immigrant pop up a stand no more than 10 feet from his shop. And they refused to do anything about it, and he was losing business. Why am I going to pay, $3 for a taco when I can get it for $1 on the street?
That's true.
He was losing business.
Wow.
And you know, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna support my local business. In fact, there's a gas station not too far from me where I used to go have my car washed.
Okay.
Your car washed, and inside the gas station is a taco stand.
Yeah.
And they got some very good taco de lengua in there. I love taco de lengua. I go right in there, have my car washed. Say, oh, you got a little bit of a crack in your windshield. You want us to repair it? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, we just need your insurance, and we can just deduct it. Go ahead. Hey, have another taco. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Oh,
I
man.
can sit there on my phone. I get tacos. They're washing my car. They're vacuuming it out. They're fixing a little crack in my windshield. I'm good. I don't mind paying for that service to that individual working hard and having a business that's creating jobs for people in the neighborhood.
Okay.
I'm not against that. This guy started out with just 2 people in the car wash, you know, vacuuming out cars and stuff like that. And then next thing I know, not even a year later, he had 6 people over there working for him.
Wow.
Because he had that much business. Why? The service was good. The tacos were good.
The tacos were really good.
Community of people in there. You know, I mean, that's what community is about. But when you're going to bring people in that are going to be disruptive,
wow,
there's a problem.
Wow. And then we got brother Chris said, "What's Trump going to do? If he becomes president, what is he going to do different than what's been going on?"
Well, let me tell you this: he's going to do probably a better job than Biden. And my thing is, the way that it's looking, he's going to have to do it by executive order.
Yeah, he ought to do
He's going to have to shut down they're going to tell him not to shut down the border because it's going to hurt the economy, the U.S. economy. We're already having inflation issues and things of that nature. He's gonna have his hand full if he comes back into office. And the only way he's going to be able to do it is to reverse the things that Biden did, just like Biden reversed the things that he did, and he's going to have to do a lot of things by executive order.
Because they're not going to give it to him, yeah.
They're not going to make it easy for him. The Democrats are not going to make it easy for him. But even if they don't, you know, God forbid something happens to Trump and all we got left is RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Okay.
He's a Democrat. Mm-hmm. He may be going under the independent party, but he's still a Democrat.
Okay.
The woman that he chose as his vice president is a progressive.
Mm-hmm.
She is a progressive leftist.
Wow.
So, you know, we're caught between hell and a handbasket.
She's a hell in a handbasket with this election. We don't know what's going to happen.
You know, we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sit here and pick out a lot of different things that Trump did wrong.
Okay. So you're a realist. I like that. You keep it real. You keep it real.
You know, he did a lot of things, you know, the stimulus bill that he signed, you know, he's, you know, for red flag laws, which I'm totally against. You know, there's all these little things that, you know, about his character. He doesn't always select the best people to advise him. That's his downfall.
Because he wants to be the best. So I don't even think he looks at people if he knows they better than him or smarter than him, which is probably a lot of people around him. He tries to avoid them people. Seems like he wants yes men and yes women. People just to go along with his agenda and just don't say nothing. Okay, sir. Okay, sounds good.
He's got an ego.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and he can be narcissistic. But if you got to look at where his heart is at,
mm-hmm.
You know, his heart really is in America. I mean, the man grew up in Queens.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I've debated with a lot of people about, well, look at his wife and she's an immigrant. How could he be against immigrants? Melania came here Melania Trump is a dual citizen.
Yeah.
She is a U.S. citizen. And she still has her citizenship from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
Or is it Slovenia?
Slovenia.
I think it's Slovenia.
Yeah, I think it's Slovenia where she's from.
But she's a U.S. citizen. And she wears very nice shoes. I got to give her credit for that.
That's cool.
There was a reporter that used to take pictures of her all the time, and he always used to take pictures of her shoes.
Wow.
And I'm like, this guy's got a foot fetish, but I just like her shoes.
Yeah. She wears some, because she wears some nice shoes. Yeah.
I'm not too thrilled with his kids.
Uh-huh.
Other than Barron,
uh-huh.
Kushner, the son-in-law, I don't trust that guy.
She said, I don't trust that guy.
I don't trust that guy.
He got his little...
Something about him, I just don't trust.
Wow.
I don't trust him. But when you have somebody like Kushner that's advising him,
uh-huh.
when you have the daughter that's advising him, of course he's going to listen to them. That's his family.
That's his family. Because they don't want the best for him.
But he's also... Exactly. And he's going to want the best for the country. You know, the thing is about RFK,
uh-huh.
I mean, you've got Joe Biden that's basically weaponizing the DOJ against his political opponents. This has never been done in history.
Uh-huh.
He has gotten the DOJ to go after Trump. Why? Because it's his political opponent.
Mm-hmm.
He refuses to allow Secret Service to be bodyguards, which is RFK is entitled to.
Mm-hmm.
He won't allow the Secret Service to protect him. This is a man.
Detect Trump?
Uncle
Hold up. Trump?
He won't allow Secret Service. No, he won't allow Secret Service to protect RFK.
Oh, RFK.
Robert
Okay.
F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, okay. That's not right.
See, he can't do anything about Trump. He's a former president. He's gonna have Secret Service.
Mm.
But anybody who's running for president is supposed to have Secret Service detail.
And why
did running for president?
Why did he do that for?
He won't allow. Why do you think? The man's uncle was assassinated. His father was assassinated.
That's true. And you don't get no protection for this guy.
He's told. Yep. And he left the Democratic Party and went to the Independents. That pissed off the Democrats. We ain't gonna protect you.
Yeah, you on your own.
Abandoning us.
Yeah.
You ain't one of us anymore.
Wow.
You know, this is the thing. You know, when you see it and you take all these little pieces apart and then be like, man, this guy is Biden is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what he's doing to this country. He's flying in thousands of people. You got millions of people coming across the border. And the thing is, Governor Hot Wheels.
Uh-huh.
That's what we call Abbott down here in Texas.
What do y'all call him? Hot Wheels. I call Governor Abbott Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels. Oh my goodness.
Doing what he can to protect Texas.
Hot Wheels.
If we got to put up concertina wire to keep illegals out, we went from the month of December,
mm-hmm.
anywhere between 2,500 and 15,000 people a day coming across the border in the month of December.
Wow.
Do you know how many people are coming across the border in that same area of Eagle Pass now?
0.
200. 200 at the most.
He shut that down.
Through. You know, got these little pockets of places but they're putting up more concertina wire. They're pushing it further and further out. The biggest problem that we're having right now is in El Paso.
El Paso, Texas?
So we've moved it further down. Yeah.
So more people coming through El Paso then?
I mean, because we got them out of the Eagle Pass area. We're moving it further and further west.
So I need to go to El Paso then and just sit on that border and see what I can see.
We illegal immigrant stabbed another illegal, and they got shot by the National Guard.
National Guard. Wow. They going to war with each other. This is depressing. This is so much depressing.
An article for people who don't think that I'm just making this up.
Yeah.
Also in the article from the Post Millennial, illegal immigrant stabs 2 others, flees back into Mexico after being shot by the National Guard. The article was on April 15th of this year.
Yeah, that's the stuff that depressed me. It's just constant something with this. Like, we're here to help these people, and they're hurting each other, and they're hurting other people. That's what makes it depressing as well. Like, that really gets me depressed. It's like they're trying to help you guys, and you guys are doing everything to make everything a problem. But brother Chris said it's all about the money. It's all about the money.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
It's always been about money. Follow the money. Everybody is making money. You go into Chicago, right? To the shelter. The government is spending millions of dollars to pay for catering, to cater food to the shelters, right? The catering companies are making millions of dollars.
Okay.
The people in the shelters don't like the food.
Unbelievable.
So what did some of the illegals? What did some of the illegals did? They took the money that the government was giving them. Went out and started buying and making the food that the Venezuelans want to eat, and it's selling it back to the Venezuelans in the shelter. But still, the catering companies are still making millions off the city.
Unbelievable. They figure a way to make it happen. And then all the hotels are full, and the U.S. government is paying that. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, New York does not have a what's the name problem.
Instead of paying $100 a night at a Ramada Inn down there in New York, they're paying double the price, if not triple the price. That's what the government is paying.
That's crazy.
So the hotels are making money.
They're full. So they can't never say this is season. You know how that was like, oh, this is season. We're out of season, or this is in season. They are making money. Them hotels are full. I've talked to U.S. military that, guard the hotels, and they was like, oh, they said even when a migrant family leaves, within an hour, another one is brought right in. Clean the room, fix it up, next family right in there. And he said it's been full. Like, and we talking hotel rooms with 4,000 or 5,000 room hotels, full to capacity.
I gave you a list of, see if I can find my notes here. Let's see. I guess it would help if I turned on a light.
What, you in the dark? You in the dark? What's going on?
Hey, Darkstar is in the dark.
Yeah, you really living up to your name, Darkstar 44 is really. You living up.
I was gonna do another YouTube channel called Done in the Dark. I'm always in the dark. Do a podcast called Done in the Dark. Oh man, I don't know what I did with it. So here it goes.
They flying a lot of them to Tennessee, somebody said. Tennessee, is that true? They're sending a lot of them to Tennessee. They're flying them to Tennessee.
Yeah, they are sending them to Tennessee, but they're coming out of New York.
Thousands of them.
New York is trying to get rid of as many. They're trying to get rid of as many as possible out of New York. They're giving them free bus tickets and free plane tickets out of New York.
Free food, everything. They like, whatever you need, we'll pay your rent for years.
Let's see. The Watson Hotel has 596 rooms. The Rose Hotel has 1,331 rooms. The Roosevelt Hotel has 1,025 rooms.
And they packed capacity. They're packed to capacity. They had people sleeping in the lobby at one time. Yeah. They didn't have no rooms. They had the people sleeping in the lobby of the hotel. Because them 1,000 rooms were all full.
They're paying $300 a night, which comes to a total of $26,600,000 per month.
How much per month?
$26 million a month.
Wow.
Just for those 3 hotels.
Yeah, so that numbers are probably right, because they said for the month, for all the spending for the migrants, they said they're spending over 300 million a month. So them numbers are pretty accurate, because that's them 3 hotels alone. You said it's almost 30 million.
Yeah, 26.
Oh my, 26 million. Oh my God. This is crazy. These are staggering numbers. And that's just 3 hotels. We're not even naming all the ones in Queens where I stay at. It's like for miles, they got all the hotels fully packed. Like, unbelievable. And this is not food. They got.
I mean, they got to pay all those other things too. And then they're giving them money on top of it.
Healthcare. Money on top of that. They got to get around the city, because if you're going to do your immigration paperwork or go to your hearing, guess what? You got to Uber, taxi, or you got to take public transportation to get there. You got to get there one way or the other. If you're lucky, one of your homeboys have a scooter. Yeah. Home for, exactly. Water taxis. Yeah, or one of your homeboys got a scooter, or homies, homette got a scooter or something. They drive you around.
And see, the thing is, even in the border towns in Texas, it was the same way. All those little hotels and stuff, they've got nothing but illegal immigrants there.
Yeah, this is depressing. And then, do you really think like places like New York going to run out of money? Because they keep saying they're going to run out of money. And then some people in Georgia were saying, no, the U.S., you don't know the U.S., they got backup money. They got like a ultimate savings account, and they'll pull from there if they have to. They'll never go bankrupt.
The U.S. is printing money.
Oh,
it's fiat money.
Okay, they're printing money.
See, the U.S. dollar is no longer backed by gold. We don't have the gold reserve that we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
You can thank President Nixon for that, because he took the U.S. dollar and didn't back it with gold anymore. He backed it by what they call the petrodollar. He based it on oil. The U.S. dollar is no longer backed by gold.
Yeah.
If you look at what's going on in Africa, because I was doing a lot of research about stuff that was going on in Africa, because I had a lot of people that I worked with that were from West Africa, and I wanted to try to have an understanding of their culture and what their countries were going through and why they were making that influx here to America. And in African countries are kicking the French out.
They finally figured it out.
Why? Because all of the mineral deposits that are being taken out of the ground, the African countries want to keep it for themselves to build their country, and not allow somebody like France, who charges them 11 cents for lithium, turns around and sells it on the market for $250 a pound. If you want to get into investment of anything right now, is lithium refinery.
Lithium refinery.
There's a company called Energy X.
Energy X. Lithium refinery. You hear that, guys?
Energy X.
Energy X. And why is that? Well, because
of the fact that all the lithium that gets pulled out has to be refined. We're using more and more lithium batteries by the truckload. Look at all the EV cars. They want us to go green.
Mm-hmm.
Those electric cars use lithium batteries.
Wow. So they're going to push their agenda.
All the e-bikes use lithium batteries. Everything is moving to lithium.
Wow.
Everything is moving to lithium batteries.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, you look at countries like Burkina Faso.
Uh-huh.
They kicked the French out. There's that Western African coalition that is just basically saying we're getting rid of the French, but guess what? The Russians and the Chinese are sneaking in.
Oh my goodness!
You had the Russians that just eliminated all of Nigeria's debt.
Oh, for real? So Nigeria has no debt right now.
I think they wiped wiped out the debt that they had to the Russians. Putin basically eliminated their debt.
So Nigeria has no
Why?
debt
Because he
whatsoever.
wants that lithium. No debt to Russia.
Okay.
Why? Because Putin ain't stupid. He wants that lithium that's in the ground. He wants to continue to advance Russia like everybody else.
Wow.
He wants to be able to put that stuff on the market and make some money. It's all about money.
It's a money thing, a money grab, a money situation. Wow. Unbelievable.
We as Americans, we got to pay attention to what's going on in our country. I mean, all these people that are out here protesting about free Palestine and all this other stuff, and it's just like, something that has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me. Just don't send my money over there. That's all I want.
Well, when they have wars and stuff, that's how they get money. When they have wars and stuff. Because it was crazy. We've been under Trump. We had no wars. As soon as he left office, man, everybody going to war.
Because you gotta fuel that need that these major companies like Halliburton and Lockheed Martin, the industrial complex. You gotta feed them. You gotta pay them back money because they're investing all this money into them.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That
they gotta be able to produce goods to be able to ship over there that they're gonna be able to use.
Because they said Biden has political debts because he needed people to be able to he needed people to be able to help push his campaign because he didn't have the money for it. So they'll give you millions of dollars, but you owe them down the road. And they were saying Trump really doesn't have nobody he owes. He's like one of the first presidents in history that he runs his own show. Like he has really no alliance to nobody, even though he got tied up with the Russian situation. I was still trying to understand that with the Russian situation that he had tied up with them that they were talking about on the news.
But this is the thing. People around the world in other countries respected Trump.
That's true.
Because they knew that he's the type of guy, F around and find out.
Yeah. You want to play with him if you want. It won't be good for you.
He is the first president in modern history to walk across the demilitarized zone in Korea, walk over the DMZ and look Kim Jong-il right in the face and shake his hand like, bring your behind over here. I mean, he shook his hand like, say something stupid so I can slap him. When I saw that happen, I was like, whoa, he ain't playing.
Yeah.
That man is not playing. But see, people in the other countries had respect for a man who had that way about him that says, this is America. Who do you think you're messing with?
Yeah. And Biden doesn't give that.
And we will make your... No. They have people in Arab countries making memes about him. They're making jokes about him on their dog on TV about Biden. They never did that about Trump.
Nope. Or Obama.
Exactly, because they had that swagger like, you ain't messing with us.
Yeah.
We'll make your country a glass parking lot.
Yeah, disappear.
Mess with us.
They'll take you out of the history books because we'll make it disappear so bad.
And that's the thing, there's not a country on this doggone planet that has respect for Biden. That's sad.
They don't even care.
They're laughing at the earth.
Yeah. Everybody's cracking jokes on him, Sleepy Joe. Like, you've never heard that with Trump. They thought he was arrogant, but nobody had like no real jokes on him.
Well, they wouldn't say it to his face.
Yeah, they thought he was crazy. Yeah, I'd rather be crazy than people just cracking jokes on me. Like, they thought he was crazy. They like, this guy's crazy.
I'd rather be. I have a friend of mine. She makes T-shirts for me, and and she's also a coworker of mine.
Okay.
She came up to me. She takes a lot of like phrases that I say, and she puts them on T-shirts for me.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, because you know something, she says to me, she says, you're freaking crazy. She says, I've watched you go from zero to crazy like that. She says, you're crazy. And you know, because I also train other employees.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, you are the nicest, sweetest person until you get somebody who wants to be stubborn. And I said, yeah, I know. I got to watch my temper sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it's like, she made me this one T-shirt. It says, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you blocked and deleted. You may now kiss my ass.
Block and delete it. Oh my goodness. Somebody else said in the live.
Because I had a stalker.
Wow. Block and delete it.
I had a stalker. I'm like, I'm just going to block and delete you. You kiss both cheeks in the black eye now. And so she put that on the T-shirt because she thought that was so funny. But you know, you got to learn to laugh at life. You got to learn to. It's stressful. This whole situation that the United States is in is stressful.
Yeah, it is stressful.
You read the news, you see what's going on, and I got my fishing pole there in the corner.
Until you go out and fish, but it'll stress you out because, somebody
you can't let it stress you out. I know it. I know it gets to you.
Yeah, it gets to me.
I know it does.
Yeah, I'm like, because so you read so much to take in your head. Somebody in the chat, they got some jokes. They said the U.S. got so bad now that a whole bunch of dollar stores, 99-cent stores are closing. Dollar stores, maybe you know the little dollar stores and 99-cent stores. They said a whole bunch of them are closing up. And they basically said that everybody's so broke they can't even go to the dollar store and buy stuff.
It's gotten so bad that Hunter Biden, I heard this the other day, it cracked me up. Hunter Biden refuses to endorse his father because the price of crack went up.
Oh, his son, the one that was on drugs. Crack went up. Oh my God. He like, Dad, man, yeah, it's bad. It's bad out there in these streets. And these U.S. streets right now, it's bad. It's looking real bad out here. It's looking real bad, man.
I went to the store the other day, and I'm just looking at the prices of food. And I used to be, having worked in the food industry, I used to have to keep up on commodity prices. And because when you do research and development, and you're basically creating sodas and juices and stuff, you have to worry about the commodity prices when you do your formula. And I went into the frozen food aisle to look for juice concentrate. You know they don't sell juice concentrate in Kroger's anymore?
Wow, I didn't know that. Didn't know that.
I'm looking up and down the aisle, and I'm like, wait a minute, where is the juice concentrate? So I asked one of the workers in there, and I said, because the price of juice, just to get a bottle of Ocean Spray cranberry juice now is like $3.50, $3.60.
Wow.
So I said, well, let me go over to the frozen food and let me go see if they got some concentrate. I'll just get that and keep that in the freezer, and I'll have it. So I said to the guy, so where's the juice concentrate? He says, we don't sell it anymore. He says, basically what Kroger is doing is taking that concentrate, instead of it being in the frozen food aisle, they process it and they put it in the little bottles, and they charge you the same amount for the bottles of juice as they did for the concentrate, where you used to get 3 times as much.
Wow. That's crazy.
I was like, that's nuts.
Yeah. Somebody said they got jokes in the comment section. They said that Venezuela said that the crime rate went down in Venezuela. Like half of the crimes went down in Venezuela because all the Venezuelans are, I guess, like 30 or 20% of the country is in the U.S.
They're here.
So all their crime rate went down.
Yeah.
Well, they let all the people out of prison, and they all went to the States. They're insane asylums in their prisons. They let them all out of jail because they didn't have no money to take care of them. And they went to the States. So now we're feeling the heat. We're feeling the heat because they're not there in the country no more.
No. indigent,
Mm.
they're criminals.
Wow.
And
That's
the thing
crazy.
is, you look at the crime and the people that are committing the crimes now, a lot of them are Venezuelan.
Mm.
You get certain groups of people in groups in different areas and stuff of that nature. And unless the government starts allowing the police to do their job, they're not going to be able to crack down on this crime. They got to get a hold of it now. Let these people
before
know
it gets,
this is America. You came here for a better life.
Yeah.
Then you need to abide by our laws.
Yeah.
Look at the woman that they that disturbance at the hotel in Yonkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They literally had to slam that woman to the ground, and that's what they need to start doing.
Yeah. And see, the problem is, and I don't give.
You know, they need.
Yeah. No. Yes. What you saying? You talk first, and I gotta tell you after.
I'm just saying that they need to go back to the old ways of the NYPD when they were taking out clubs on your behind.
Yeah.
The cops in New York were no joke.
That's true.
I mean, heck, my uncle was a cop. I know what he was like.
He went
My
crazy.
uncle didn't play. He was the type of guy that would beat you up just for having bad breath. Okay? He did not play.
He said she said just for having bad breath, he'll beat you up. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. See what?
Cops in Bridgeport, Connecticut did not play, and he was one of them.
Wow.
He would beat you up for having bad breath. You caught him in the mood, you didn't answer his question, it'd be nothing for you to get bashed right across your face.
To get a beat down. Wow. Unbelievable.
But they're not, it's over policing, you're being, no. This is the thing that people from other countries, that's the only thing that they understand.
Because they don't have respect for law enforcement. That's what I was going to talk about. In them countries like Venezuela and Haiti, they don't have respect for law enforcement. So,
no, they don't.
So their mind is already pro. Because people are like, oh, Philly, you always try to give people excuses. I'm telling you, I travel to these countries. I've been around. They don't respect their law enforcement. So in their mind, they're in the U.S. Physically, they're in the U.S., but they're in a Venezuelan or a Haitian or Colombian state of mind. So when they get in them tight situations, like people in the States know we don't yell at cops unless you really want something to happen to you. It's like we know, especially like New York PD, and Yonkers PD and Philly PD and LA PD and Chicago. Them guys do not play. So they don't understand that. So
no, they don't.
I'm thinking they're gonna start getting the picture after a couple more get slammed on the ground and roughed up, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. Like, yo, with flu in my country is not what I did in my country when I talk to cops. They ain't gonna go here. It's not gonna work for you here. Let them do their job.
You know, here in Texas, the big thing that we have here in Texas once a year is the state fair.
Yeah.
Everybody goes. I have not personally been to the state fair since I've been here, but they had a group of illegals that went into the state fair last year. They tried to like rob people and stuff like that. People don't realize that here in Texas we can take guns into the state fair.
They found out the hard way.
They went out there and they were trying to break into somebody's car out there in the state fair. And in certain areas of where you park in the fair, it could be up to $40 a park. It can be very expensive. And you have somebody out there trying to break into your car.
Yeah.
This guy went out there and pistol whipped. He went out there and pistol whipped one of them. And the cops come over and like, what's going on? He said, oh, he tried to break in my car and this, that. The other cop turned around and walked away. So he handled it. He just walked away.
Oh wow! He said, I ain't got to write no report. Just the blood and him with a big knot on his head. He'll be all right. He'll remember never to do this again.
He's like, I'm out. You know, but at the same time, you know, personally for me, I have a lot of respect for police only because of the fact that I had a brother who was a prison guard. My uncles were cops. You know, I dated police officers and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for them because of the fact that I, you know, family ex-military.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you see it, you know, these migrants that, you know, they tell you to move along, you don't move along, they're going to make you move. You don't hear too much, like in my area, like I know that they used to have like a migrant shelter over in Oak Cliff, which is like maybe half an hour away from me. That's kind of like, well, it's kind of the gay mecca down there right now.
Okay.
And you got a lot of gentrification that's going on in that particular area.
Okay.
But they weren't going out there. They weren't going out there wreaking havoc. They started trying to do it, and the next thing you know, cops were surrounding that place on a daily basis.
Wow.
The friends of mine that lived down there in Oak Cliff, they were like, they don't make no noise after 10 o'clock.
They don't want no problem.
Like, okay, they don't want no problem. People in the neighborhood complain, hey, they're out there making all sorts of noise and this, that, and the other. And we got to get up and go to work and this, that, and the other. They kept calling. Cops went out there. They parked themselves out there. It was 10 o'clock. You need to stop the noise. Okay,
hold on. We got a comment here. My friend, he's actually Venezuelan. Shout out to JLSG. Shout out to you, JLSG. He said, phillydom, the police in Venezuela are very corrupt. They are always looking for ways to obtain your money. So he's saying that people are aggressive. So I like that, that people give their side of it. I didn't even think about that. He's basically saying that some of the Venezuelans are aggressive with the police because they always getting over on them and taking money from them and stuff. So they have that type of mentality. So when they come to the U.S., they think it's the same. But our cops, we have corrupt cops, but we don't have it on a level like other countries do.
It's the same way with people that I've talked to that have come from Nigeria, that have come from Cameroon. They've got a lot of corruption within their police forces. Because I've asked a lot of them.
Okay.
Now that you're here in America, and I started seeing the development in countries like Burkina Faso, like Niger, like Nigeria. Have you ever thought or wondered, thought about going back home? Because there's so many people that have come to this country and have gotten educated. Started small businesses. Like, is there any thought of you ever going back home? And they're like, it's great to see that my country is developing, but until they get rid of the corruption with the police, it doesn't do us any good because they shake down the businesses.
Yeah, that's true.
And they shake down the businesses. They shake down the people.
Wow, and it makes sense now because what he's saying, what JL is saying is that incident, because always dig into it. Like I said, I always try to find the good or try to find really what happened. So I dug into that incident in Yonkers, and to come to find out, they were saying, I guess the people that clean the room, whoever is allowed to go in their rooms, the migrants. Now it could be from other migrants stealing from them. It could be from the staff. We don't know, but somebody is stealing from somebody in them facilities. And that's what the big complaint is about. Somebody lost some money, and that guy that they was locking up, he threatened the staff because something was missing out of his room.
Well, the guy that got busted down there in Yonkers, he was saying that they come into their rooms unannounced. They come in when they're not there. They've had their items stolen. They've had money and jewelry stolen. Now, they do inspections.
Yes.
To make sure they don't have hot plates in the room.
And weapons.
Because there are fire hazards.
Yeah, fire hazards and weapons and fire hazards, like with them cooking and everything.
Yeah.
And
they have been told time and time again. And I don't know specifically in that hotel whether it's posted or not. But I know there was a news agency that showed it in, I think it was in the Row Hotel, no hot plates.
Yeah, with the Row Hotel, you 100% on it. Yeah, they had hot plates. That was another reason why they were so, because they kept catching people with that. And that stuff, like incidents like that, don't even make the news. But they were catching thousands of them cooking because they say they didn't like the food that were there. So that's what made them push and start doing them, giving them cards and stuff. That was their logic to it. Like, well, then they can buy their own food then, so we don't have to. So we know they're not going to cook it if they can get their own. They were saying that they didn't like the food.
Still trying to bring in. trying to bring in hot plates and everything else into these hotels.
Unbelievable.
Which is against building code.
Yeah, because it's a hotel. Like, if you're a hotel guest, I don't understand if the migrants understand everything. Like, this is a hotel. You're a hotel guest. No American person is going to come in there and cook in there. Even if they were staying in a hotel for 3 months, they're not going to cook in a hotel because they know that's the rules, and they know that it can start a fire and burn down the building.
Yeah, because when I used to stay at the Hilton in White Plains, I had a suite. So my hotel room actually had a microwave.
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to stay right there in White Plains because the Snapple building was there. This is when we were closing down the Snapple building, and I had to fly back and forth to New York. My hotel room had a microwave.
Yeah.
So I used to get like TV dinners, get frozen TV dinners where I can just pop it in the microwave and I'm done with it. And then there was other Italian restaurants and stuff down the street where I could get pizza or lasagna or something along those lines. But in some of those smaller hotels, like at the Ramada and stuff like that, they don't have microwaves. They're just rooms. So that's one of the reasons why you see them out on the street cooking, selling food, even though they're not supposed to, because they don't have insurance, they don't have permits, they don't have the health inspection.
Yeah, they got them in New York with that.
We were having a problem. We were having a problem here in Texas, where you had a lot of these illegals that were going out here setting up these street vendors and stuff like that, and people were getting sick.
Yeah, so you got to. That's why about rules and regulations.
That's one reason why you can't. They're from third world countries. They're not used to the same hygiene that we have here in America.
No, or the inspections or nothing like that. You just can pay everything off, even if your inspection. If they come and do expect it and it's not up to par, you can just pay it off. You can pay it off. People don't understand that. In them different countries, you can pay it off. You can pay somebody, and you know what I mean, and they'll just let everything go. Also, somebody in the chat said that Venezuela at one time was one of the richest countries. It was a very rich country at one time, and everybody knows what happened with that. Like,
Venezuela is sitting on one of the richest oil deposits in the world.
So they should be rich.
Venezuela has more oil. Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia.
So what's going on? Then they should be rich then.
Corrupt government.
They should be set for life.
Don't want to do anything. They don't want to do anything for their people. They're just taking that money and putting it in their pocket.
Like the Haitian government does that. Because when I was in Haiti, there's a bunch of rich people there, and you wouldn't think that. You like, because when you watch the news, you just see the poverty. But they actually have rich people that are like very wealthy. But like you said, same thing with Venezuela. They're just taking the money and not giving it. It's not getting distributed. What do they call it? Distributing the money equally to the people of the country.
They're not taking that money and building the infrastructure. They're not, offering, loans for small businesses for people to get on their feet to be able to build the wealth. A lot of these Central and South American countries, their economy is based on money that comes out of the United States and propping up their economy. All this remittances that are coming out of the United States going to these other countries is what's propping up their economy.
Yes, which is crazy.
That's why I pay taxes. I sent an article to my congresswoman detailing and outlining what needed to be done and where this money is going. All of this money is not just people that are living here sending money back home. A lot of it's cartel drug money that's being sent back to their country.
Yeah, that's true.
Mexico.
That's 100% true.
You start taxing that money, we can start putting money back into our economy. We have enough money to pay for the wall to be built and then some.
Oh, wow.
And see, the thing is, the state, what I was telling her, was that It doesn't have to be something that's federalized. The state has the right to be able to levy a tax.
Okay.
Governor Abbott can levy a tax against remittances that leave the state of Texas.
Wow.
The governors have a right to be able to do that. And you don't see the only governor who's kind of hinted about it, who's kind of made a statement about it, is DeSantis.
That's Florida governor, guys. That's the Florida governor. Yeah.
Florida ain't playing. I mean, we're going back and forth between Texas and Florida now. Hold my shiner.
Yeah. You do this? Beer, yeah. You make your chess move, I make my chess move. You do that, I do that.
In fact, the state of Minnesota wants to make it a law, a squatter's law, that if you are an illegal and you get caught squatting in the state of Minnesota, it's a deportable offense.
Yeah, my friend is there, man. JL. He lives there. The Venezuelan guy, he lives there in Minnesota. So Minnesota's trying to make a law for squatter. They need to do one in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, they need to do that here. We got a woman in Mesquite, Texas, which is about 40, I'd say about an hour from me. About an hour south of me.
Okay.
Mesquite is southeast of Dallas. This woman went to Florida to take care of her mother, come back, there was somebody squatting in her house.
Unbelievable.
And, you know, she tried to do it the right way, and now she has to spend out all this money on lawyers and court fees and everything else to get the squatter out. And the thing is, she had some work done in her house, and she had a painter come in right before she left. That's the guy who put the squatters in her doggone house.
Wow.
He got some of his buddies that I guess didn't have a home or whatever, and they went back and squatted in this woman's house.
Unbelievable. That's
and it was
crazy.
A that she allowed to work in there.
That's unbelievable.
And everybody says, well, you know, you guys got the Catholic doctrine in Texas. I don't understand why you're going through this. And, you know, Texas talks a big game, and
it's a whole bunch of nonsense.
Not everybody in Texas carries a gun. Not everybody in Texas believes. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Not everybody in Texas carries a gun. Not everybody believes in doing things violently. You know, people just want to live their lives. They want to try to do things the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, I said she's probably a good Christian woman who just wanted these people out. She didn't want anybody to get hurt. She didn't want to get herself hurt, you know, because she was a single woman.
Okay.
You know, but at the same time, when you don't have the laws in place to be able to help you facilitate that, the police basically told her that it was a civil matter, that they couldn't do anything about it. It wasn't a criminal matter, it was a civil matter. Okay.
Wow. And then I got a question. Somebody left something in the chat. You know, they're on fire today. They asking questions today. Kenya 2023, she said they make it hard for us citizens, especially when it comes to find work. So how do you feel about the work situation? Because this is what I'm going to tell you real quick before you say something. When you got migrants and they come into the country, illegal migrants or migrants when they first come to the country, they're willing to take any type of job, you know, just to get their feet wet and get a job in the States, because they can't speak the language. They might not have the experience. They're willing to take any type of job. A lot of jobs right now in the United States, you know, and I can speak for New York, I can speak for Philly, I can speak for Atlanta, Georgia, I can speak for California, places I have, you know, stayed for a significant amount of time, Seattle, Washington, and places like that. Well, Seattle, they make good money. So when you first come here, you're a migrant, you come into the US, you know, you're trying to get a job, whatever. They're not gonna get the best of the job. So they're gonna work like, you know, in I guess like fast food and fruit stands and cleaning up people's houses and cleaning up people's schools or buildings and stuff like that. And a lot of them jobs, people say that you can't really make that much money doing them type of jobs right now. So a lot of US citizens wouldn't even take them type of jobs. What is your take on that? Because they always say that she's basically saying, King is saying they're taking our jobs. They're not coming here to be a doctor out of the, not, you know, as soon as they come to the country, they got to go to school. They got to have the paperwork. They got to have the degree, the certifications to build themselves up to get good jobs. But in the beginning, they're going to take whatever. How do you feel about that? They're saying they're taking our jobs.
Well,
I don't believe they are.
That's a popular misconception.
Yeah.
They are. I'm gonna tell you that they are.
Okay.
It's a popular misconception that these illegals are doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
Taco stands, you know.
Now, granted, there are some that, you know, maybe they're lower educated and things of that nature, and maybe those are the only jobs that they can find, or they got to get their hustle on to be able to survive.
Okay.
But I can tell you right now, when you go to a construction site and there is nothing but, you know, illegals that are working in different construction sites or doing constructions on homes and stuff of that nature, a guy sitting there on the street as a flagger makes $15 an hour, and he don't speak a bit of English.
He's just flagging the traffic.
$18 an hour, and all he's doing is flagging traffic. He might go through a safety course, or somebody might tell him what he needs to do, and he's making $15 to $18 an hour. You can go into any Amazon. Okay, minimum start is $18 an hour.
Okay.
JFK 8, which is Amazon at JFK Airport. They're starting at $24 an hour.
Wow. Oh, Amazon.
$24 an hour.
Wow.
So these people are doing jobs. You can go. There's a division of Johnson & Johnson. I used to work for Johnson & Johnson.
Okay.
There are different people that work at their warehouse and in one of the headquarters for one of their divisions here in Irving.
Okay.
$22 an hour. And not a lick of them speak English. There's another company that's called Verisign that's not too far from me. Okay? Most of the people that work in that warehouse are from Vietnam. Starting salary $18 an hour. But Americans like me can't get the job. Why? Because we're not bilingual.
Okay.
I applied for a position at a company called Poly America that does plastic extrusion as a safety manager. People want to hire me even though I've got almost 20 years of experience. Why? Because I'm not bilingual.
So they are taking jobs, you're saying, like because of the language thing and because they can get bottom level jobs. But what about people working like at McDonald's and stuff like that?
You get a lot of people that work at McDonald's and stuff like that to get their feet in the door into the country so they understand how the system works to be able to get a little bit of money. But here are where they're making the profit. If you're a single person living alone in a one-bedroom apartment, you got to pay all the bills yourself.
That's true.
What a lot of these illegals will do, will get into an apartment. There'll be 3, 4, 5 of them in a doggone one-bedroom, two-bedroom apartment. They're all splitting the bills. They're splitting the food costs. They're splitting everything. And they're able to pocket that money where they can save some money to be able to move on to a better job or move out where there's only maybe 2 or 3 of them living in an apartment. And that's how they do. We can't afford to do that because, you know, we used to do that as a society and as a culture. My family, when I lived in Connecticut, when I first got out of college, my mom, my brother, and I lived in an apartment together. We all worked 3 different shifts and split the bills.
Okay.
When I got up enough money, I bought a car. My brother had a car. So my mom either drove my car or she drove my brother's car. So we got up enough money to get another car. Now we got 3 cars. My sister lived up on the 2nd floor. She could drive any one of our cars, and she had a baby, and her husband worked, and she had stayed at home and took care of the kids, and so he got a car. When we moved to a different neighborhood, we all moved together.
Wow.
We all lived in the same neighborhood. We all lived in the same neighborhood.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
When I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, that's the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
I lived on one street. My brother lived at the corner. My sister lived on the other corner. 3 blocks away, my other sister lived there. 3 blocks away, her husband's family lived there. We all lived in the same neighborhood.
Wow.
And when one moved into a better neighborhood, we all eventually either got the apartment in the same house, and moved into the same neighborhood. Why? It was a support system.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I was listening to Big Hawk. And he was talking about, trying to eat healthy, trying to get a little bit more exercise in. One of the things that I had sent in one of his chats one time is it's a book called Mag.
Okay.
People part of prepping.
Okay.
And my book is actually autographed by the author, Charlie Hogwood.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool.
And
yeah.
Charlie and I had a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason why he autographed the book for me. But we as a society, based on what we know summer's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We gotta start preparing now for what may or may not happen. The 911 system went down.
Yeah, what happened with that? They were talking about that in the chat earlier. What happened with that?
I don't know if we were hacked. I don't know whether it was just a part of the system that just went down. I have no idea, and I haven't had anybody on the amateur radio talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that we're gonna have to expect come the summer. 911 systems being down, Wi-Fi being down, phone systems being down. Make sure you got enough food in your house. Keep some extra canned food and stuff in your house where you don't have to go out just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You have a blackout in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
People are gonna be robbing and stealing from each other because
that's crazy.
It's an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity to be able to rob and steal, especially if you don't live in that neighborhood. Now get yourself some extra canned food. Get yourself some extra. If you are on any type of medication, see if your doctor will give you an extra 30-day script so you will have it. Always keep an extra 30 days of medication around.
Wow.
Because the way that they're robbing the CVS's and the Walgreens and stuff, like, you may not be able to, go to your local store and be able to get your medication. Who knows if you have to get over to the other side of town to get your medication?
That's true.
You got to start looking at it. If something happens, and everybody's situation is different. What if? You have to always say, what if?
Yeah, because you never know.
If my power were to go out right now,
mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much Gucci. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact it's only 80 degrees here right now.
Oh.
So if,
mm-hmm.
I have to deal with it. If I got to worry about not having, air conditioning for a couple of hours.
You're all right.
Or even if it's a half a day, I'm not too worried. But what happens if it's 100 degrees in the middle of summer? My air conditioning goes out.
Mm-hmm.
I got about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I have a portable fan, small little fan that I can plug into my laptop, or I can plug into another power source.
Okay.
I have a power generator.
Yeah.
That I could take the solar panel and put it out on my balcony to recharge my solar generator. I got power where I can recharge my phone. I can charge that fan up and everything else. I got to get another one because the battery's starting to go on that.
Mm-hmm.
So unless I order another battery, I might as well just go out and
mm-hmm.
buy another one. But I'm thinking along those lines, come summertime, what if the power goes out and it's 100 degrees? How am I going to stay cool?
You're going to pass out in that little Texas place. Yeah, it's going to be Yeah, so you find other ways to make sure that you keep yourself together in case of any trouble.
You know, buy extra water. Keep water in your house. You know, because you don't know if the water gets shut off. You know, especially living in apartment buildings and stuff like this. You know, we had a lot of problems with, you know, with pipes freezing and stuff in this past winter and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So periodically they had to shut the water off to repair the pipes and everything. So you may be going the whole day being at home without any water. Keep a couple extra cases of water in your house. So you at least be able to, you know, drink water, stay hydrated, things of that nature. I'm always constantly thinking of what if. And getting an extra fans and stuff like that is going to be my coming priority because I know summer's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
If the power goes out, I got to do something to be able to keep cool in this apartment. Get with like-minded people who maybe, you know, talk to people. Maybe there's something you're missing. You're not thinking about and they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Get healthy. You know, if you don't have insurance or whatever, what happens if you suddenly get ill? You get COVID or you get some kind of infection. Where are you going to get over? Or do you have enough over-the-counter medication in case you get injured?
That's
you got
true.
your first aid kits and things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
Can I feed myself on just what I have in my pantry that, you know, I can throw up a small grill or a small propane, not propane, a butane cook stove to be able to cook something real quick in my house.
Wow.
You know, I have a small camp stove.
You got a small what? What do you have? A small.
So I have a small camp stove from when I used to go camping.
Okay.
So
oh, camp stove.
Okay. I make sure that I have, you know, fuel for that.
Okay.
So wow. I can still cook something up if I need to, or hey, you know, you open up a can of tuna fish and a slice of bread, you could.
You survive
you
with
know?
it, yeah.
Get the power.
Yeah.
It's about being able to survive and surviving under the right conditions.
Yeah, you're right about it. A lot of Americans don't.
Wintertime, I got a fireplace.
Uh-huh.
I know how to cook in a fireplace.
Okay. Because most people don't know how to do that.
In Connecticut, when I first moved into Connecticut, we moved in Christmas Eve.
Okay.
We had no stove. We had no stove. We had no refrigerator. But I had 5 boards of wood. and I said, "We're good. We're good." She's like, "Well, we have no food." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." I went down to the shop that I used to go to. I bought 4 twin lobsters, came home, and I cooked it in the fireplace.
Wow. I know they was.
We had for Christmas dinner.
They were shocked.
We had for Christmas dinner.
Wow, they were shocked. I know they were like, "What? This is unbelievable. I can't believe this is happening."
And every year for 13 years, she made me cook fucking lobster. Like, we got power. We got all this. No, I want you to cook it in fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I started creating a monster.
Wow.
But those are the things you got to prepare for. If you have a house and you're able to keep an extra can of gasoline in your house, in your garage, safely, do it. Power go out, you can't get gas at the gas station. All those pumps are electrical.
Yeah. Then you're really in a tight situation. That's...
You know, luckily for me, I've got a 10-speed. I still have a bike.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk to the grocery store. I try to keep cash around in low denominations so I don't get ripped off if something were to happen and we can't take credit cards, we can only take cash, but then they want to price gouge you to death.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I only got lower denominations. You're going to pay the price. I'm going to pay the price that it actually is. You're not going to price gouge me. Oh, I only got a $50 bill. Well, I'll take the 50. You have what you want.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Get with like-minded people.
Yeah, that's true.
Talk about these things. Talk about these scenarios. What are you going to do if, you know, you're living in a community and you know you got a bunch of illegals living around you and they may not be too scrupulous?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Be cognizant of their surroundings. I mean, New Yorkers are always normally walk around with their head on a swivel, but lately with the invention of cell phones and, you know,
they got
mass distraction.
They got comfortable. They got comfortable. Cause we had the earthquakes there in New York. Who thought that New York would have an earthquake? Had a couple this last week. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That New York would even have, and I felt it. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Nobody expected that.
And they said they had 4 that week, and they only reported the last one because they couldn't cover that one up because it was so big. You felt it. You was like, hold up, this is different.
Why is the ground moving?
And you know their their buildings are not even built for earthquakes.
No, they're not.
And they like California, you know, they build on rollers so they can take it.
No, a lot of those buildings, the buildings in California are made for earthquakes. Those buildings in New York are not made for it. Those buildings were built in the 1600s, 1700s.
Yeah.
They weren't made for that.
Wow.
I mean, I try to think of scenarios. I mean, we've had earthquakes here. We've had tornadoes here. Chemical spills, stuff like that. You know, thank God I didn't have to evacuate. But, hey, I got my bag ready to be able to just pick up my bag, throw it in my Jeep, and I'm out. Don't know necessarily where I'm going to go.
But you out. Some people say leaving the country. Some people talking about they going to leave the country. You know, that's a big movement now. Americans want to leave the country and live somewhere else or work remotely and live somewhere else for like part of the year because they can't take all the pressure and all the drama that's going on in the States. Or they just want to see something new and exciting, something different than what they're used to.
Hey, if you can afford it, you know, do it if you can afford it and that's what you want to do. I don't have, personally for me, I don't have any desire to live in another country.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind visiting.
Yeah,
mind visiting.
Yeah, but to live, no. Just like a couple of days and then you come back to the States.
But to live, you know, a week, 2 weeks. I mean, I've lived in different states, you know, on the East Coast and stuff of that nature. I was, you know, in Georgia for a month. I lived in Maine for a month. I was in Maryland for a month. Massachusetts, different places. Well, that's along those lines, you know. But like I said, I don't have the desire to live outside of the United States.
Yeah.
Now, if I had a place that was in the country and I had acreage and I could work remotely, that would be a different story.
Okay. What about going somewhere like
because I would.
What is it going to say? Montana.
I always wanted to visit Alaska.
Alaska's nice.
Says it's so beautiful there.
It's beautiful. I've lived there for 5 years. I can tell you, it's a beautiful place.
One of my bucket list things to do is to go fly fishing in Alaska.
Wow. You got to get up there. It's right there. It ain't too far.
I know. Japan is another place I wanted to visit. Italy is another place. Portugal, Spain. You know, I have the desire to be able to, you know, want to go visit these places and everything, but I wouldn't necessarily want to, you know, pack up and move to another country. If I can stay here in the United States, if I were to hit the lottery today or tomorrow, I'd go find a 100-acre ranch someplace, and I'd be good. Wow.
Would you stay in Texas or would you get it in Texas or somewhere else or wherever else? Where would you get it at?
It all depends on how things move along here in Texas. If they steadily get worse, I'd have to think about another place to be able to go. I mean, I like being in Texas, but I also love Connecticut. I also love Maine.
Okay.
Despite the cold, but I like the cold.
You like the cold, yeah. So you'll be all right then. What about Maine? Maine don't get a lot of attention. But people like that place, Maine. Maine
doesn't get a lot of attention, but they got a lot of migrants there too. If you look in places like Portland, Maine.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You got a lot of Somalis.
What made them pick that place to bring all the
You got
Somalians there? What made them do that? That's interesting.
Freebies like it's just like New York.
But is it a sanctuary state? Well, I think it's 2 cities there that are sanctuary.
Yeah, I think it's Portland, and I can't remember the
somewhere other place. Yeah, in Maine. So that's why they go in there, because of the freebies.
Yeah.
Somebody should do a freebie map.
And let me tell you something. Right, a freebie map.
So they can show them all the places where to go.
Something they probably already have in places like, Red Cross and the United Way and all this other stuff. That's why I have a problem with these NGOs. Because they're taking our tax dollars, giving it to these illegals to come into our country, and people who live here their whole lives and everything get nothing.
That's crazy.
I am never going to give money again to places like Catholic Charity, United Way, even Red Cross. Even though I need to get my recertification, I'm going to see if I can get it done through the Department of Health and Human Services. But I may have to go through Red Cross to get my first aid recertification.
Okay.
And I dread it.
Wow.
Because I don't want to give them money. I don't want to give them money. All of the things that I've uncovered about these NGOs, the things that they're doing, if you want to get a lawyer for something that you're going through and you're like $5,000 paying a $250 initial consultation fee.
Wow.
And you get all of these illegals that get lawyer services for free.
Unbelievable.
But I gotta spend out $5,000.
Yeah. That's crazy, huh?
That's unfair. That's a slap in the face to every single American. You can't get help. But if I were to, go to Mexico and then scoot back across the border and say, no habla inglés, I get everything handed to me. And like I said, it's not fair to the American public. There should be places that are advertised, hey, Americans, if you need help doing this, you need help doing that, this is where you go. You have to sit here and try to research everything to try to find out where to get help.
Wow.
These people walk across the border and get everything handed to them. Free housing, free food, free Medicaid, Medicare.
Transportation, everything. They giving them bus passes. They giving them plane tickets. They're giving them.
Plane tickets.
I've never seen this in the history of the U.S. ever. Oh man! And then our friend.
Well, I don't know if you listen to James O'Keefe. He has a person that's going undercover. They're going to try to go into New York to one of these places that are handing out free plane tickets and bus tickets to the illegal to see if they can get a plane ticket to go to Chicago. They're going to go undercover to see how hard it is to be able to get a plane ticket out of New York.
We'll see how they do it. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he does a show every Wednesday. He does a live show every Wednesday, and he goes over different things that he does, which is pretty cool because he's been outing a lot of people. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Government officials. And it's interesting to watch.
Wow.
Some of the things that he's been doing. In fact, he's even had Nick Shirley do some undercover work for him.
Okay, Nick Shirley all over the place.
Undercover they did an undercover thing down in Arizona at an NGO.
Oh wow!
At one of the and they they dressed up like they were surveyors to try to find out information about this NGO.
And it worked.
I mean, Nick Shirley, and it worked. Nick Shirley put on one of those reflective vests and went inside one of the migrant shelters. until somebody, because he speaks Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 5 minutes of him walking around, people started, hey, why is this gringo walking around here? And then they started asking him questions, and he got up out there. He's just like, I'm out.
Wow.
But those are the things in order that we need to start doing as a society to let people know what's going on.
That's true. Somebody told me to give a camera. They saying a YouTuber, famous YouTuber, my boy, he said, give a camera to a migrant that I can trust, push record, and just have them walk inside with the little Osmo pocket camera that I use, and let them tell them just to walk around quick and see what they can record, and then bring the camera back to me and have it recorded showing that they brought it back to me, and I couldn't get in no trouble because they'd be like, okay, he just had somebody go in there and record. I wonder what they would say about that.
Nick Shirley did that. James O'Keefe gave one of the migrants that they have that now is working for them to go into a shelter with a hidden camera.
Wow.
I can't remember what shelter it was. I think it was a shelter in Arizona. I think it was a shelter in Tucson, Arizona. That he managed to get into and took some footage.
Wow.
You know, if that's what it takes for people to do, then hey, you got to do it.
Yeah. Then we got to go through all
half of the stuff that's being broadcast to America and that people are finding out about is through boots on the ground. People on YouTube are the ones doing it. Mainstream media isn't doing it.
No, they're not doing it at all.
They don't want us to know.
No, You don't. Not at all. Not at all do they want us to know.
You look at you and Big Hog and JLR. You look at Nick Shirley. You look at all of these people that took the time to be able to say, I want to figure out what's going on. I want to report this to people in America so they will know. That's the only way we're going to know.
Yeah, wow.
So we have to stay vigilant about it.
Yes, we do. Yeah, somebody was saying in the chat just now, Natalia was saying that you don't hear about it on the news no more. It's like only us YouTubers are the ones. Like, so we doing a live. We on almost 3 hours. We're talking about the migrant crisis. Nobody else is talking about it like that no more.
No, because they've moved on to Giddy News and all this other BS and I got my old theories on that stuff. I think once again it's something that's a distraction.
Yeah, because they ain't do nothing to him yet.
They went into Diddy's house to get evidence.
During the day.
Yeah. Any other time, SWAT or any other agency would be kicking your door in at 4 a.m. with flashbang grenades. They waited until he was out of the house to be able to go in there to look for what they wanted, because he had information on movie stars, singers, and politicians.
Okay.
If I were Biden and I needed money and I had all of that information, you think I would be having somebody calling up every single one of these people? Hey, I happen to have this tape on you. I won't let it leak out to the public if you give me a couple of $1 million toward my campaign. And I think that's what all of that was about.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I hate to say it.
Say it.
I'm agreeing with Candace Owens.
Oh, yeah, you don't like her. That's why you're agreeing with her.
I hate to say it, but I'm agreeing with Candace Owens. It was just too convenient.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, and we within the Black community have known something had been going on, different things have been going on in that circle.
Yeah, for years, for 20 years, 30 years probably. Yeah. Puff is 50-something years old. They've been going on for a while. He's been in the spotlight since his early late teens, 19, 17, 19 years old. He's been doing this thing.
I mean, I remember when Wendy Williams, I used to listen to Wendy Williams when she was still on the air, Hot 97. She was talking about the gay rapper back then.
Oh, she did. She said it's somebody famous that we would all know. She couldn't even mention the name because he's that big. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about. She said everybody knows him. And I think she even went far to get sloppy and nasty with it. She said he's from the East Coast, or he's from New York, or the tri-state. She said something. I'm like, hold up, the tri-state. That's like New York, Philly, New Jersey, Boston, Connecticut. Hold on. Who are you talking about?
Exactly.
And she said he was super famous.
The show that she had on, and she was going to announce who it was, but she was going to give a lot more detail. And KRS-One called up on her live show, and the two of them got into it.
He told her, don't do it?
Basically telling her, yep.
Yeah, wow.
And like I said, I think all of this is just a distraction.
A distraction, because it was too convenient. You're 100% right. And they still didn't do nothing to him yet.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
If it was such a big deal and they had so much on him,
he would already
why
be.
hasn't he been arrested?
Yeah, he would have been arrested already. He's going to other countries. They didn't even take his passport. He's been in and out of the U.S. So if they got something big on you, can't leave it. They ain't gonna let you leave the country because they know you can get missing.
No. Oh yeah, look at Roman Polanski.
Yeah, that's true.
Roman Polanski was the director of back in the 70s, that movie, Rosemary's Baby. When they were going after him, the first thing he did was jet and leave the country. He hasn't even been back to the United States.
Yeah, he did a Russell Simmons.
Oh yeah, he pulled a Russell Simmons. Where is Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Jay-Z's sitting out in the island someplace in the Caribbean. He ain't coming back to the United States.
He said, let me sit down here and let this blow over till we figure out what's really going on.
They just released recently, talking about Roman Polanski, they just released some documents just recently from Charles Manson. And there's a lot more to that case than what they let out years ago.
Wow.
And that there may have been other people that were involved in the Tate LaBianca murder, that was a drug deal gone wrong.
Oh, wow. See?
When I read that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, they cover stuff up a lot.
Polanski was basically trafficking drugs back into the United States. And that the Mansons were going there to get the drugs.
That's crazy.
That's what they're implying now. That it was all a drug deal that went bad. It wasn't this whole helter-skelter thing, and they were just going there for no particular reason and decided that they were just going to kill people that were there.
Okay.
And now that Manson's gone,
yeah,
who the heck knows? Because there's only like 2 or 3 of them left.
Wow. Yeah, so they ain't gonna be able to get nothing out of it. What did they say about somebody? Lou said Jay-Z, they asked him where he's at in the Caribbean.
He has his own private island in the Caribbean.
Oh, so Jay-Z Island. He on Jay-Z Island. That's where he's at. He's on Jay-Z Island. Literally Jay-Z Island, because it's his island.
Yeah.
That's next level. For you to have your own island. He owns a private island in the Caribbean. That's next level. You got your own island. That's like, people buy houses, they buy helicopters, they buy planes. But now you got a land that is yours. Like, that's next level.
Yeah, that's mega rich right there.
Yeah, with a house on there. He probably got a house there with a pool and everything. He probably paid somebody to stay on that island, or a couple people to stay on the island, just to maintain the property and make sure everything is up to par. So when him and Beyonce land, they got a place to go comfortable.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't be surprised. Everybody's talking that Jay-Z's next, and they've been dropping little tidbits of different things about that whole situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a distraction to take away from the big picture, just like the whole
Puff that thing.
Iran-Israel thing.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Because the migrants are still coming in.
Biden talking. We got to focus our attention on what's going on here.
Yeah. The migrants are still coming in because.
It's good for. Yep. They're being forced to go west. They're having huge problems out in California, the San Diego area. People in California now, Southern California, are buying guns. There's been a surge on gun purchases in California.
Yeah, it's because San Diego, because San Diego, I say it plenty of times on these videos. That's my favorite city in the United States. That's my favorite city. I get a couple $1 million, I'll buy a house in San Diego and not even live there like that. I'll just have it because I like San Diego that much. And they're saying that San Diego's looking run down, and I might cry if I fly out there and I get off the plane and I see tear might go down my eyes because I remember that San Diego from a couple years ago was so nice. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful place. So they said that the migrants ran San Diego down. I can't accept that. I can't accept that one. I can't accept that because San Diego's a nice place.
You may have to, brother. You may have to.
Golly.
But people are getting ready. They're buying guns and stuff because they're worried. They hear about all the crime and stuff that's happening in Chicago, in New York, and they don't want to be left behind the 8 ball.
Wow.
And I can't blame them. I really can't.
Wow.
I know what it was like here in the DFW and the things that were happening here with people breaking into people's cars. Migrants trying to, they try to break into my apartment. I had some illegal out here pretending like he's trying to, I need to change your carpet out in your apartment. I didn't get no notice about somebody trying to change out my carpet. And then you're going to sit there and act like you don't speak English. And then when I ask you the same question in Spanish, you're going to still act like you don't speak English.
Wow.
You don't get the hell away from my door. You're going to wish to God you did. And don't bring your behind back.
They're asking Jennifer Victor's. No, they asked me a question here, a couple questions. Oh, my goodness. Jennifer Victor, she asked, why do you love San Diego so much? The people, the food, the weather. I like it. I like cities. I'm not like a country guy. I like cities. Darkstar likes she wants to be away from all the people, but I like being around the people. I feed off the people. I just like the vibe and saying everybody's pleasant, everybody's nice. LA is a little different. People are fake in LA and stuff like that. But in San Diego, the people were like real genuine, and it's a real nice place to live. It just doesn't get the publicity like the other cities. I don't know why, but it doesn't.
I mean, you look at places like San Francisco, they're boarding up all the stores. Hollywood, boarding up all the stores.
Unbelievable.
Because they're getting robbed.
Yeah.
And it's going to start happening, in New York.
Yep.
People are going to keep getting robbed. They're going to be like, I'm out. I can't make any money. I might as well close up shop and move someplace else. And where are they going to move to? They're going to move to Florida. They're going to move to Texas. They're going to move to Georgia. They're going to move to North Carolina. And the worst part about it, I just read an article yesterday. No, it was this morning, I think it was. New York is going to start using the people that leave. You think, I've left New York, I don't have to worry about paying taxes. Or let's just say, I have a business here in New York, but I'm going to live in Florida part of the year. New York is going to start using AI to be able to track these people based on your phone number.
Wow.
To see where you are, how much time you're spending out of state, how much time, and charging you a fee for it. I don't know. I don't think I saved that article either. I don't think I did.
Everybody, make sure you guys hit the like button.
One of the things.
What you say?
Yeah, I didn't save that article. But that's one of the things that they're gonna start doing is tracking people using AI. And AI kind of scares me a little bit. What you're going to be able to do with it. They can track us as U.S. citizens, but they can't use AI to track the illegals.
Nope.
Figure.
Wow.
And the problems that we were having in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
With the crime and stuff of that nature, I was living in one place. Every time you turn around, somebody was getting their apartment broken into, or they were breaking into their cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you where I used to live at.
Where you used to
Across
live?
the street from my apartment complex was a golf country club. On the other side of my apartment complex was a four-star, Four Seasons hotel. So now it wasn't a crappy neighborhood. Every time I turned around, either somebody's car, where they broke into my car, stole my Yankee jacket, broke into another guy's car.
Okay.
One guy, he went to go play golf, and he came back, and his neighbor's apartment door was open. So he goes back to his car, and he comes back, and his door is now open.
That's crazy.
They were just going from apartment to an apartment, breaking in.
That's crazy. That is crazy, crazy badness. Why?
And all of my neighbors started moving out one at a time. And I was like, we had like a little 4-quad area. When all of my other neighbors moved out, I moved out too. I was like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to continue to stay here.
You said you got out of there.
I got out. Because if they are not going to put up security, because we had a security guard station, and every time you turn around, where's the security guard?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, where are you? And he'd be out in a car, sleep someplace, or he'd have his girlfriend or this, that, and the other, not paying attention to what's going on and all this other stuff. And then we have security patrol, a private security firm that patrols a certain section of the city where I live at.
Okay.
And it was like, evidently it's not doing any good. And the last problem that I was saying, that this, guy coming up my stairs and this, that, and the other, trying to get into my apartment, I'm not even going to deal with my leasing office anymore. I've already talked to the police department about it, and they're just like, call us.
Wow.
Just call us directly. Close my door, call 911, and tell them to bring a blanket.
That's crazy.
Bring a blanket. And it's like I said, people that don't even speak English.
Wow.
And when I had one police officer that was telling me that they were literally in Dallas because they wanted to get rid of the people on the street, they were giving them train tickets to go to other towns.
Okay.
Giving them train tickets to go to Fort Worth, train tickets to come out, to Richardson or Irving or other different places. Just to get them out of Dallas.
Okay.
So they didn't have to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've displaced that crime element to another area. And now this town has got to deal with it. This other town's got to deal with it.
It's crazy.
And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's gotten better in some respects, but every once in a while you'll have these little instances of things that pop up. I mean, normally my city doesn't play when it comes to stuff like, crime, and they're normally pretty good about it.
Yeah.
We've had a Republican mayor since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it's been pretty good. God forbid we get a Democratic mayor, but the Dallas mayor, he was a Democrat, black guy.
Okay.
He switched parties.
Oh wow.
He was like, no, I see what they're doing to the American public. What's going on in my city? He didn't like the agenda. He turned around and switched parties. He's a Republican now.
You seen it? His eyes was opened up.
I said, you know it's got to be
bad when people switch parties.
Be bad if the man is willing to switch parties in the middle of his term.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Michael Miller said squatting is the new pandemic. Being a squattering is the new pandemic. Oh my God.
You know, and they're aggressive. They're getting aggressive. These illegals are getting aggressive. I mean, when you're going down there and you're on the border and they're stabbing people coming across the Doggone border.
Wow.
National Guardsmen being injured because you're being trampled to death by 100, 200 people trying to get across the border. People sitting here demanding their rights. That's going to be the new big thing.
Okay.
Oh, I have a right. These immigrants are going to jump on the race card, and they're going to jump on the fact that I have rights. You're not even a citizen. What do you mean you got rights?
Wow.
I mean, you might have humanitarian rights up to a certain degree, but you ain't a U.S. citizen. I don't have to. You don't have any rights as far as I'm concerned. I have a right as an American citizen to leave you in a puddle. Okay? Keep it up.
Oh my
Nobody's
goodness.
going to notice you missing anyway.
Yeah, we saw him yesterday. We know he came by the bar.
I told that to my niece the other day. Because my niece just got her gun permit.
Okay.
So of course she's got to call me up and tell me how happy she is.
Uh-huh.
So I'm telling her some things and this, that, and the other, because I don't know what the illegal situation is in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't see a lot of it. She sees, because she works in the hospital, so she sees it more from a hospital's perspective. She's gotten a lot more people that have come through, and she works in a laboratory. She's not in the ER. Mm-hmm. So, but she's getting a lot more, blood work and stuff that needs to be done and things of that nature. As far as, we got a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans that live in Bridgeport.
Bridgeport, Connecticut.
A lot of Portuguese, a lot of Brazilians. Yeah. Mm. But she's seen an uptick in that. But as far as migrant shelters or something along those lines, she hasn't seen it. She said that it might be toward like New Haven or something along those lines. That they try to get them out of New York and everything and just get them out of, out of the tri-state area into places like Connecticut. There's a lot in Boston. I'm not sure about places like Hartford and things of that nature, but she doesn't necessarily see it like that. Mm-hmm. But they could very well be there. I wouldn't doubt at all that they're there. You got a lot of MS-13 deaths in Connecticut and Long Island.
Oh, wow. Well, they can't stay in El Salvador no more.
You got a lot of MS-13 on Long Island.
They can't be in El Salvador no more. They can't be in El Salvador no more because the president, he's locking up and killing all the gang members.
Yeah. That's why they want to get the heck up out of there.
They out of there. They can't go back home no more. They can't go back home no more.
Yeah. If they sneak into the country and they get caught, that's it.
They like, send me to Mexico.
They're going to jail.
They like, send me to Mexico. Don't send me back to El Salvador. Yeah. Oh, somebody said they're in Georgia too. Oh, wow. They said they're in Georgia too.
They need to send them, not deport them to Mexico, but they need to deport them back to El Salvador.
Their country.
Let their government deal with them so the rest of the world doesn't have to deal with them. You get some of these people that they're brutal when it comes to retaliation, and it's not just shooting people. I mean, they were going out here with machetes after people.
Yeah, they chopping you up.
I thought the Jamaicans were bad.
Or the Haitians
We
with
used
that,
to have
yeah.
this saying, we used to have this saying when, and this goes back to the 80s and the whole the crack epidemic and everything else. If a Puerto Rican got mad at you over a bad drug deal, he just went out and got more Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Okay. If a Jamaican got mad at you or you did something wrong to him, he went out and he got the Nigerians.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And the Nigerians come looking for you. They're bringing machetes to chop you up and put you in a bag.
Yeah.
Because it got so bad at one point in the city, of Bridgeport, where I used to live at, that were the factions. You had the Puerto Ricans, you had, Dominicans, and then you had the Jamaicans. And like I said, when the Jamaicans got pissed off at you or you owed them money, they sent the Nigerians after you.
Oh, wow. And it wasn't good.
No, it was not good. It was not good.
Wow. Somebody asked in the chat, they said,
because
they asked in the chat, they just asked me, do you live alone?
Asking me if I live alone?
Yes. I'm like, what kind of
I don't think you want to come to Texas and find out.
Oh, so that's your answer. So the person that asked, that's your answer.
Yeah, you don't want to come to Texas and find out. Because number one, you never know when I'm going to be home, and number two, you don't know what size caliber is going to be in your head.
Oh, goodness.
No, I'm a single individual. I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah.
As far as that in itself, but I do know how to take care of myself.
Yeah, she can handle herself.
I had to.
She can handle herself. She grew up with brothers. Anybody grew up with brothers can handle themselves. Yeah.
Heck, even with my mother, when it was just my mom and I, when my mom first got divorced, it was just a point of, she came up, her father was ex-military.
Okay.
So she had to learn how to, take care of herself and take care of her children and things of that nature. And I tell, all my nieces and nephews, I tell them the same way. Learn to take care of yourself. I'm not going to say I'm going to win every battle, but you want to take the chance.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. You really want to take the chance. How much do you value your life? I look at it this way. I have nothing to lose. To tell you an interesting story, the KKK came to my great-grandmother's house. This is down in Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
And shot up the house looking for my cousin because he was trying to get black people in the town where they lived at to vote. And, of course, they considered him a troublemaker.
Yeah.
But he ended up going back to school a couple of days early. So they didn't know that. They came to my grandmother's house and they shot up the house and everything looking for him.
He not even
they wanted
there.
To lynch him.
Yeah, he not even there.
And he wasn't even there. And they said, and this my aunt and my brother told me this story. They said that Aunt Gert, her name was Gertrude. They said Aunt Gert came out onto that porch with that shotgun, and she turned around and she told them. She says, "I know every single one of you up underneath them hoods. I know who you are. I know where you live." And I know where your children go to school.
Wow.
I might die tonight, but you're going to have to decide which one of you are going to come with me. And the next thing you know, people saw her standing up to these group of men. And they started coming out with baseball bats, shovels, pitchforks to come and help her, to come to her aid.
Wow. She said, I'm going down.
They ran them off.
Wow.
They're like, wait a minute, this woman, this old black woman comes out here to defend herself. Wasn't afraid. He says, the least we can do is be men and come out and stand by her side.
Wow. I like what she said. I don't know, one of y'all gonna go down with me today. I don't know which one y'all pick.
I might go today, but you're gonna have to decide which one of you is coming with me.
Yeah. He's like, hold on. I know.
You know, the things, the dastardly deeds that used to be done to people that lived in the South. In fact, there is a book about my mother's hometown. It's called The Hanging Bridge.
Wow.
Because there is a bridge in that town where they used to hang people from on a regular basis. My brother took me to that bridge when I was a child and told me stories about what they used to do to people. And you could literally see scratch marks on the railings where people tried to save their own lives to keep from being killed. Those are very powerful and chilling things as a child to grow up and know that those things happen to people. And to see how our society here in America has changed. You know, we were having that golden age for the longest time where people had jobs, people were making money, you know, people could save a little bit of money, and now look where we're at. We've got all these people invading our country. We can't find decent jobs half the time. People don't want to pay us. Everything in the world is expensive. We are literally going through a silent depression. And I honestly believe that.
Whoa. Yeah, we are. 100%.
Look at the number of people. You know, look at the number of people that are getting evicted from apartments because they can't afford it.
A lot of people. Look at people that ain't having.
People living in their cars.
They can't afford it. Yeah, it's too expensive. And they got good jobs. These people ain't commit no crimes. They work, you know, they probably work 2 jobs. They go every day. They go home, and they can't afford anything. Wow, that's crazy.
You know, I know what it's like to work 10-hour days. You get up, you commute to work, you work 10 hours, you come home. By the time you take a shower and eat, it's time to go to bed and start all over again.
That's crazy.
Then on your first day off, the only thing you want to do is sleep.
Yeah, because you're all
so doggone tired
from working all them other days. So then and that day goes by fast because you might get something good to eat and you lay down and you just go to sleep. And then before you know it, you wake up, it's time to do the whole process again.
It is. And it's sad, you know, you work Sunday, you know, I work Sunday through Wednesday, 10-hour days, and you get 3 days off, and then it becomes a point of, wait a minute, the only thing I want to do is sleep the first day.
Get some rest, yeah.
Don't even bother me, don't even look at me strange, because that's all I want to do. And it only leaves you 3 days to clean your house, you know, do laundry, do chores and stuff that you got to do, but you're so tired, you're so exhausted. And God forbid it's during peak season where now you may, instead of being at work at 7 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. Because they tacked on an extra hour. Now you got to work 11 hours.
That's crazy.
Or they throw in an extra 10-hour day on Thursday. Now you got to work 5 days a week, 11 hours straight. And then you're not allowed to take vacation during peak season. You're not allowed to take vacation days off.
Walgreens, when I used to work them back in the day.
On your vacation.
Yep. People don't know about that in the States. That we couldn't take vacation from October to January. October to January.
Once Christmas was done,
you can take vacation, yeah.
You know, and I remember having a job where the month from November to December, I pretty much took 6 weeks off.
Wow. That's a vacation.
I'd be gone for an entire month.
That's a vacation.
Yeah. I used to have 6. Oh, yeah. I had a boss. He was evil. And he was pressuring me one time about, if you don't take your vacation, you're going to lose your vacation, this, that, and the other. And I was in the break room and I was getting ready to leave for the day. And the senior VP walked in, and it was right before Thanksgiving. And we're talking and everything. I said, well, when I was getting ready to walk out, I said, well, I'll see you next year. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's Thanksgiving weekend. You know, what are you talking about? I said,
I'll see you next year.
Next year.
I'll see you next year.
And he's like, and he says, what are you talking about? I said, no, my supervisor just got finished telling me that if I don't take my vacation, I'm going to lose it. So my vacation starts now. I'm not coming back until next year.
Yeah.
That's when my vacation ends.
That's what I mean. I'll see you next year.
Whoa, slow down. I can't have you gone for 6 whole weeks. You know, and he says, let me go on, let me talk to him. We're going to figure something out. So I waited in the break room for a few minutes. He comes back in. He says, look, take the time that you need. What we're going to do is that we're going to roll whatever vacation you don't use, we're going to roll it over to next year.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but I can't afford to have you gone for 6 whole weeks. I said, oh, you know, that's good. You know, I said, I'll let you know when I'm coming back and everything else. So when I got to the doorway, I said, oh, you do realize that starting at the beginning of the year, I have another 6 weeks vacation, right?
Mm-hmm. Because now I got like 2 months.
Don't do it. Do not do it. Because I was getting ready to take 12 weeks off.
Yeah. And really get your vacation in.
I was getting ready to take 12 weeks off.
Wow.
I said, don't mess with me, because I'll turn around and take these 6 weeks off come January 1. I'm taking another 6 weeks vacation. Thank you very much.
Don't forget you even work there. Somebody's saying in the chat about San Diego. Yeah, his name is Yeah. Yeah, it's from San Diego. He's saying that here in San Diego, they're giving a $4,000 voucher and telling them to report when their money runs out to migrants. They're giving them $4,000 voucher and then report when their money runs out. Golly, that's crazy. And he said they're heavy at the airport. So maybe I need to go to San Diego. $4,000. That's a lot of money, man.
I can use $4,000.
That can help you with a lot. You ain't gonna be rich, but it can help you pay. You can help you a little, to be, a little comfortable.
They give you a little cushion.
Yeah, a little cushion.
Get a little head on some bills.
That's true.
Got another question. Vincent Williams, is it possible they could be enticing a race war? Yeah.
They could. You never know what the minds.
That's why I don't tell people. I think part of it is that they've already got National Guard on the border. They've got National Guard in the subways. There's nothing more for any state to roll out more National Guard. I think they want to push us to the point that we get fed up and we start being violent, especially against the migrants. And that's twofold. They can roll out National Guard to be able to calm down the population, but also to interfere with the election.
So they can handle the difference. They say, oh, it's a dangerous election, so now you guys can't go out to vote. Everybody has to send your vote in.
Yep.
That's where they can win at.
That's a very good possibility.
That's where they can win at.
Yep.
With that one. And it's possibility they can get that heated.
That's where force us to use mail-in ballots because of martial law, but also to take the guns to violate our Second Amendment rights.
Wow. So they can do a lot with this.
Because that's what they're pushing. Yep. That's why I tell people as much as we're frustrated and as much as we want to personally, go down to the border and stop people from coming here, because they had that truckers convoy too that went down to the border.
Okay.
Where they had almost, I think it was like 500 or 1,000 truckers that went down to the border, and they were holding different rallies in different towns and stuff. And that was to get the awareness out that, do you realize that there are thousands and thousands of people coming across the border?
That's crazy.
They said that they had people in different towns that didn't know that there was a problem at the border.
Well, they had somebody in Jersey that we talked to that live right across the bridge. They know what's going on with the migrant crisis. Some people are just like living in bubbles.
Yeah. I mean, there are times where I've gotten so frustrated, and even with a couple of people that I know that, by one guy that I know that owns a big, huge ranch in Central Texas.
Okay.
He's just like, he's got enough problems as it is on his property, trying to keep squatters off of his property and everything else. But the sentiment is with a lot of people, they want to go down to the border and stop them themselves, and they can't, because if they did, the National Guard will turn on them.
Wow.
The only thing that we can do is talk to our representatives, get our feelings out as to how we feel about different things, and try not to be violent.
That's crazy.
But, I'm not telling anybody not to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the point of, you got to look at the greater picture, and the greater picture is they want something to pop off there just to give them a reason. Especially as it gets closer to the election.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime are going to be over. Maybe some of these payments to these illegals are going to dry up. They're not going to have any money. They're not going to have any jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Winter's starting to come around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
They already probably survived the first winter being here.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what it was like. They're already, shooting each other, stabbing each other in the larger cities like New York and Chicago and Los Angeles and places like that. The people, when you have a chance, go over to Fort Boss Me.
Okay.
And he took out his speech, which was like 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did another interview with another woman after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the whole entire live stream. Those people are very upset, and they have every right to be.
I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check the Fort Boss Me. I'm going to check it out, definitely.
We all have a right to be upset on how the American people is being treated.
Yeah, they basically like, we do whatever we want. You guys shut up and don't say nothing. That's how they're dealing with us. We do whatever we want. Shut up, be quiet, don't say nothing. That type of vibe.
Yep. It says wait till it gets real hot on the East Coast and tempers really get going.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. People get pissed off quick when it's hot.
Oh yeah. People get pissed off here when it gets hot.
Yeah, so you know.
Because it gets, oh man, it gets something else here. I try to maintain as much as possible. I know how I am about certain things, especially when it gets hot. What are those people going to do in the Northeast when it gets hot? And because it gets a lot more humid up there when it gets real hot.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that you're on the coast.
Okay.
But places like Houston, when it gets hot and it's 100, 104 degrees, and it's right on the water, oof, I hate Houston.
Mm-hmm. You said you hate
I hate Houston in the summertime, man.
Wow. She said it get really hot in Houston.
I just try to roll with the punches as much as I can. I try to look at it from the outside looking in. How is this going to affect me? What do I need to do?
Mm-hmm.
What if? On your point, try not to let it depress you.
Yeah.
Try not to let it get you down. Keep a level head about this. Look at it from the perspective that you're conveying the message that nobody else is conveying.
That's true.
And still do the travel videos. Let people know that America is still America.
Yeah, and it's still a happy place, like that everything ain't bad with it. Yeah. Oh man, the battery died. I tried to plug it up. My other batteries messed up on the other phone. What the heck? Yeah, oh my goodness. It's out, man. We getting ready to probably end the live. We've been talking for a long time. The battery's dead. Darkstar, I think that's it. The battery's dead. The battery's dead. They didn't hang up on us that time. The battery's dead. We'll talk a little later, guys. Maybe we'll do another live a little later, but that's it for now. And I gotta see what's going on because it ain't cutting back on right away. So yeah, Darkstar, thank you for everything. The battery is dead. The battery is dead, man. So I'm signing off. That's it for now. Somebody else hit the like button. Let's hit the like button one more time, but we signing off. Somebody hit the like button. Hit the like button and make sure you guys share the video. Hit the like button and share the video. Greatly appreciate it. Talk to you guys in the next video. More and more videos come from the one and only phillydom. Shout out to you, Darkstar. Appreciate you. This was a good live, really good live. No, the battery died, Darkstar 44. My battery's dead. It just died. I'm trying to charge it right now, but not even getting no juice. I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure it out. So I'm gonna get off and play with the phones and see what's going on. But that's it for now. Talk to you guys in the next one. Maybe we'll do a live later. Peace out.